What is up, everybody? Hope everyone had a good Saturday and is ready for a ride. We got Blake Bednar's here from the West Texas is the best Texas. How you doing, my man?
Oh, we're money. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. We got the Black Line Brief crew here. Matthew McKim, your host. And I hope everyone is filling in as we go. We're going to go over quite a bit of things today, hopefully answer a lot of questions and point out some things that to Blake and I, and probably so many of you, are just unanswered questions still, things that are left that just aren't very clear on why they are the way they are, what things have been said, what haven't been said. And yeah, it's going to be a good show tonight. All right. One of the things I wanted to start with is I wanted to point something out real quick. Okay. And then we'll jump into like the photos. Yeah, that's what it is. I know what we're going to do. Hold on. Let me share it. Here we go. All right. We're going to jump right to the Candace Owens footage, right? There's some things that Blake and I want to point out to you guys and some questions I have for Blake that I think probably a lot of us have, right? This is the footage that we all saw. This is the camera, the still photograph that she showed way back in September, or was it September or October, Blake, when she showed this first?
So this one actually came out December 17th.
Okay. And this is the first time she pointed out the black ABS plastic on the ground.
Correct.
And we were talking about this off screen earlier because in the next still photo, it shows a lot more of it. And I asked you, and I think you agree, it doesn't seem like that could be all from the mic, right? Right. And I don't know. The only other thing that came off my head, the possibility, and I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm just trying to think of other things that are like black plastic or glass like that could fragment into little pieces like that everywhere. Would be maybe a phone, possibly if they wanted to destroy his phone. I don't know. But like what we were saying, if the mic exploded on the back, on the inside of the shirt, there's no way that hundreds of pieces got stuck on the inside of the shirt that they didn't get dislodged while they were carrying him. And then all of a sudden, when they put him in the car, they just fell off of him like sprinkles, right?
That's when you really examine, and I posted one of the most up close videos of the UVU or from the UVU reviews camera, where it is in super slow motion. We've got all of them picking him up. His shirt is up. You can see exposed belly. I have such a hard time grasping that all of these small little fragmented pieces were somehow stuck to him.
Right.
And let's explore that. The only way that they would be stuck to him is if we're talking stuck to him because of blood, right? Blood coagulated onto his skin from the wound. We've got also the fragments at that very moment being stuck to him. Right. And then you're talking about a period of time that has to elapse to where blood would coagulate. Well, the problem is I don't see any blood around the floorboard of the photo that Candace presented. So here's my question. Number one, who sent Candace Owens that photo and the other photo? Where did they come from? When did she get them? And where was the photo actually taken at that moment, right? These are things that are major questions that we all need to be able to ask to her. Unfortunately, it's impossible because she's a one-way street. She only lets you know what she wants you to know, and that's it. So will we get these questions answered? Probably not, but these are major questions that we need to be asking.
I wish on top of her tip line that she had like, a community question line where either her or her team could answer the big questions that we have as the public, because We're just as invested in this as her. Some of us maybe even feel more. Obviously, she knew him, right? So she has that part that none of us have. But that doesn't mean we're not all just so equally invested in this. But you're right. So, okay. So we know that the SUV went to the hospital. And then supposedly that's when the FBI came and Frank Turek said they couldn't get in the vehicle. Remember, he couldn't get his bag, couldn't get the necklace because the FBI was doing something, right? And it was for 2 hours and then they released it back to them. And that's when he went down, got his bag and found the necklace on the bag, right? So these look like crime scene photo pictures. I don't know. They may not be, but like, who else would be? This is way after the fact. Why would TPUSA be taking photos of the inside of the car?
Right. It makes no sense whatsoever.
So it'd be FBI or the state of Utah that was investigating it.
Right. And why would you at this point, look, this is December the 17th. It's very evident at this point to know what Candace Owens is all about. And Candace Owens is coming after you hard. Explain the logic to me of how these photos wind up with Candace Owens.
Yeah.
Would like just logically walk through that. Let's pretend it's TPUSA that gave them to her. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't. And in the first place, why would TPUSA even have taken these photos?
Sure.
You know,
a step further is what's the incentive for TPUSA to give Candace these photos?
Yeah, I don't think there would be any. You could maybe make the claim like they wanted, I don't know, to try to throw, because look at Andrew Colvett came out multiple times and has been feeding her false information, right? And then Erica Kirk said, oh, he went rogue. Oh, he's gone rogue. But really, it's like he's doing exactly what Erica's been telling him to do, right? And then we have Terrell, who gave her or showed her, we still don't know, and we'll get into that in a minute, the video. Why did you think he gave that to her at all, the video? If they didn't have to give her anything.
Yeah, this is where we get into some really, really deep thought exercises that are really hard to come to conclusions on, because logically speaking, it makes no sense. I was just in a space just before coming in here, and one of the questions that it was a Brit, he was asking me a question, and he led off with, it's correct that Terrell Farnsworth grabbed both SD cards. And I said, yes. Mm-hmm. He was asking these questions to me non-rhetorically. And I said, and then he followed up with, well, why do you think Candace Owens didn't ask Terrell to view the footage from the front camera? If Terrell had both, why? And Candace knows that Terrell took both. Logically speaking, if Candace is truly invested in investigating this, I mean, you got to go back to that mindset of mid-September. Why would she not ask for that? And that's a really good thought, because we've always been under the impression, as you know, us peasants out here, that I know I'm not going to get very far asking for that footage to be released because of the gore that would be visible, even though we've all seen it.
That one is close, and it's a big camera.
It's a very nice big camera, and we know for a fact that Terrell has those or grabbed those files as well.
Yes.
Why would Candace not ask for that or address that, and only ask for the rear camera? And that's really, I had not thought about that angle yet.
I think. Can I say what I think? The front one will show, like, we could slow that down. That one is in such high quality, and that one would show exactly where the energy started from. That it would be so conclusive that it was either the necklace or the mic. That front camera, we could do like John Bray and all the people that did all those analytics on showing how far the different pixels move, where the energy source originated from, how far it moved. that front one would show a lot. I remember when she was pushing for the back one, it's because at that time it was, there's no exit wound. We can't see an exit wound, show us, because that was what was heavy in the consciousness of everyone, right? And we hadn't seen anything from the back. And so and she was able to come out, and we're not hitting on Candace, okay? We're just, these are obvious questions even people in a different country have, right? I would say both. I would have asked for both. I would have wanted to see the front for a different reason than the back.
Yeah, and I think just a caveat, or let me express it as well. Like, this is not a bash on Candace. This is something that we are, because of the amount of time and energy and true care,
yeah,
that we would be asking anyone, right?
Yeah.
And no one is above these questions. And
Right.
Look, she has pretty much been branded as the bus driver on this investigation for truth and justice for Charlie Kirk. Okay. So and I think she welcomes it with open arms, with that title of driving the bus. And as Matt, myself, and all of you that are in the chat, we're all back there as little school boys and girls.
Just a long ride
along, like, where she's really driving things in terms of what's at the forefront of discussion, where we need to look, who we need to look. So these things, if you're the bus driver, you have to be also willing and prepared to take the criticism for your driving.
Yeah, from the parents, right? From everyone that's got, cargo involved. And, look, it is kind of like a limited hangout, right? It is kind of like a gatekeeping situation going on because of her closeness and proximity to Charlie, her closeness and proximity to people at TPUSA like Terrell or like Andrew. We kind of are forced to, and she's like the head of the spear on, whether it's a good head or not good head of the spear. We are all forced to kind of follow her and her pace and what she points to and what she doesn't. There's still so many questions remain, like this one about the two cameras, and like the guy in the UK that said, like, well, because I remember, you're right, the photo shows him take the one from the back. Terrell takes the SD from the back, and that front camera to the left, which is on Charlie's left side where the injury is sustained. It would have picked up a lot, and even maybe the acoustics from that, right? If it was recording audio as well, I don't know, or if it was tapped into it would show us a lot. It could potentially tell us a lot, and why that hasn't been asked for, or if it was, why didn't she say she asked for it but they denied it? Just kind of, and I think that would have been important on the show the other day when she showed that clip. If she could have clarified, is that Terrell? Is he the one holding the camera, showing the screen? Is that his hand that we see? Is that one of her staff members doing it ahead of time? Did she protest if it was Terrell? Like, dude, don't do this. Like, just send me the whole thing. You can see in the bottom on the screen, it's like 17 minutes and however many, 16 seconds or something like that. It's the full video from when Charlie enters and sits down to the time he expires.
It certainly appears to be.
And so, like, I would agree with Blake in his analysis that, Candace being Candace would have been like, dude, what are you doing with your camera? Send me the footage. And then if he says, I'm not going to send you the footage, then she could have been like, okay, then stand still, play it from the beginning to the end, and stop doing all this other monkey business you're doing, which is taken away from our ability to analyze it properly. And she could have at least explained that. If that's what happened, then tell us, because now it leaves some of us with lots of concerns and questions as to, well, and also, why was that saved for so long? Nothing new came out. That wasn't, nothing new came in that video.
Imagine what, do you have it ready?
Yeah, which one?
The view of the crowd.
Oh, you want me to put yours up?
Let's go right here.
There, you got control now.
Look how.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if we could have seen, yeah, we could.
Okay, remember, this is a fixed camera. all of this movement around is not the camera.
Correct.
It is the operator.
Yep.
Of the FaceTime.
Yep.
So this is a very important thing that everybody needs to understand. This angle here, or the depth of how many people, rows you can see, is fixed.
Yeah.
It's not a variable where you're seeing a variable change in the focus of the iPhone.
Correct.
And also, this is in portrait mode. This is in 9:16. The recording is in 16:9, landscape mode.
Yeah, rectangle.
Okay, number one, I mean, I'm not going to give her too hard of like, hey, why didn't you just turn your phone sideways? Like, I'm not going to, even though I want to say that, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to be like hypercritical, but I just want everyone to imagine the angles here of what is captured and why that is so important. Because we have a tremendous field of view, tremendous, not only just on Charlie, but there are people that still believe that someone fired something within that crowd. There's still people that believe someone was on the roof that did it, but there are a lot of people that believe that there was something fired within the crowd. This is a tremendous field of view.
Yeah.
And why, look, I hold Candace in a regard of someone that has high intelligence. This does not seem, and I'm also coming from a point of view that I have FaceTimed Candace multiple times. Okay. And I know how Candace, like what she wants to see.
Yeah.
Candace would almost certainly demand to see everything happening at one time. Like,
and to play
this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense.
To play devil's advocate real quick, plus Glenn Coco, this is kind of also where my head was at, right? Terrell was FaceTiming Candace, showing his video from his computer. Candace screen recorded the FaceTime session. Right?
Correct. That's what she said.
Okay, and so then if that is correct, then the person doing all this movement and all that would be Terrell, correct?
So that is what is left to be seen, is who is actually controlling the play on the video. I know it's Candace or someone with Candace that is FaceTiming.
Right.
I do not believe that you are able, and I'm going to have to go back to the application iOS that was out that day. You cannot FaceTime and screen record.
Okay.
I think it interrupts the FaceTime call, or it will not allow you. So we need to see that, because that's a big deal. Is this someone that is holding the phone, watching Candace drag, or is this Candace just
watching Terrell do it?
Right. And then there's also a weird blip on there as well that I don't understand. Let me pull that up.
Where it skips?
It's a big white box. Hang on. I'm going to put it right. I need to move it over to the album right quick. Yeah. So I do not know. It would be wonderful if this stuff would be explained. But like I said, it's very difficult. If someone has a problem with something or needs clarification, I mean, I'm very accessible. You know, for the most part, everyone is, except for Candace. And
I mean, there could be good reasons for that. I mean, with how big she is and her, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I mean, I definitely agree that we are operating under the understanding that if what she said is true, right, then it was Terrell that was showing her and he was the one operating the screen, as far as we know right now. But it'd be good for her to just clarify that.
Right.
And just put it to rest. Just put it to rest.
That view is back there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking. I mean, that's almost to the top of the menorah, like where the walking main area is. You
Oh,
know.
how much it captures. Yeah, the video would capture almost all of the crowd.
Yeah, but it's
Yes.
just really think about that. This
Yeah.
camera, this angle is fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this movement around
Right.
is not there. So I don't want to be too hypercritical on
Yeah.
Candace.
Right.
The party that needs to be hypercritical on is, quite frankly, Turning Point USA
Yes.
and Terrell Farnsworth. Because look, there's no difference between Candace Owens and Matthew McKim or Blake Bednarz when it comes to people that have their heart in the investigation and just their overall title as a citizen. Candace might have a few more digits on her bank account than I do, but when it comes to her right to information, she's no different than any of us.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. So Jed W6X said, she said the file was too big to send the original. So he, and I think when you say he, you mean Terrell, screen recorded in the low res and sent her this. And I agree too that, like, if that is the case, and that's what I remember she said, I went back and watched the video that's what she said. And if that's the case, it does make sense that Terrell wouldn't be, he's going to show her something and he's going to do it this way. So there is, I think, good argument that Terrell has good incentive to be shady in how he shows her the video and to make it intentionally difficult for her or for anyone to discern any kind of real evidence or intel from it. Jim Bear, it'd be important to look back at the time. So Jim Bear said, hey guys, I just checked. You're allowed to FaceTime and screen record at the same time. Yeah, but could you do that on the previous iOS that was current in September 2025? Yes, with the current one, but we all just did updates recently. And so you'd have to look back and see if it was with the old iOS.
And he said you are allowed to?
Yeah, Jim Bear said, but that's with this one, I think. I think that's with the current iOS. Jim Bear would need to look back and see, could you do that with the version of the iOS that was operating in September of 2025?
Okay, I got you. Hang on one second. I need this to sync up so I can. I might be able to find it. One second. Where this box just appears, and it's super. It's like right. It's so hard scrubbing. So let me scrub.
I'm gonna let you do that, and I'll pull this one up while you do that, and tell me when you're ready. Okay.
All right.
And I can show a different video while we're doing that. So this was the photo that we all saw back in December. This is the new photo that we saw. Okay, you guys. And what you can see from this photo is that there is a ton of blood, and they clearly did clean up, right? And you can see this floor mat. They had floor mats in here. They removed them, but here's one and it's upside down. I think they wanted to intentionally make it look like they hadn't cleaned up too much, and they left this one Instaclot pack down here, but that there's blood all over the seat. And then I want to show the one in the back with all the plastic. Oh, that was the one from before. That's right. Yeah. And here's all the pieces of plastic. Let me know, Blake, when you found it.
Yep, I'm almost there.
All right, no worries.
Frame, but it flashes for a frame. That's what's so difficult. Right there. Oh,
all right. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me remove this and add yours. Okay.
That's weird to me. What is that?
That's the size of like a phone screen. It even has the rounded edges. I don't know. Oh, wait. They blocked it out. Isn't that what they said? They blocked it out because of the blood. That this
frame is no different than any other frames. Like, we see this frame again.
Show me. We see this exact frame without the box.
What's different than that? What's different than that? Okay, right there. His head goes to the side. Hunter's ears. Hunter's doing his ears.
Yep. So it's one frame past this. Oh, right. You had it. Yep, right there. Oh, but there's the black screen. So
But
whatever.
the black screen's always there.
It's there from the beginning. Go back one. Oh, that's it. I don't know what it's not. And then, so the black screen, the little whatever that is there the whole time. And then the white one, which is way larger, shows up.
Yeah, like what is that? Who did that?
That's a good point. I mean, there could be an argument that it possibly shows blood, right?
But she's always said it didn't show blood.
Coming out of the back. Like, it doesn't show an exit wound and blood projecting out of the back. I think that was her point. But I think as he starts to fall, he turns and the blood starts, as it comes out, I think it is possible you would see that. I don't know. I'm just saying that could be what it is. But I don't know why it's black and it's smaller here and then the white one's there and it's huge. And I don't know why we wouldn't see it unless that's right before the blood started coming out. That could have been like the last frame before the blood started coming out. Oh, yeah, but see, there's the black thing there, and it's not blocking anything. Could it? Oh, that black thing is they're FaceTiming, so it's whoever's on the other side of the FaceTime, right?
Yeah, that's what we've always thought. I've not been able to figure out what, because in iOS, I've not been able to figure that out.
I mean, that could be what it is, though, right?
I have a hypothesis on it. But I don't want to speak on it yet because I don't know for a fact.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I just, kind of thought it was. It's if this is the FaceTime and then that's, Terrell, that'd be Terrell's face, right? Or whoever's on that side.
Okay. Is there someone in here that knows, do you have a follower or someone that knows iPhones pretty good?
Probably. Yeah. You want to ask a question?
Yeah. I would like to know if that black box is indicative of an actual FaceTime.
Like the size, the shape,
size, the placement.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to go ahead and say my theory. Okay. And I'm just going to, y'all heard me say it's a theory.
Okay.
It's a theory. It's a theory. It's a theory. I don't think this possibly is a FaceTime call at all. And I think that this is someone trying to record video, like Candace recorded it and just put a black box over on the screen to make it look like she is.
Like it was a FaceTime.
Like it was a FaceTime.
Interesting. What would the white box be when that pops up? It's twice the size.
I mean, I can put boxes. I mean, if you give me 15 or not even 15, I can put a black box on a video that I'm recording. And it'd be like,
did she say that I can't remember on the live. Did she say that she put the white box there to block out any blood?
She didn't acknowledge the white box.
See, these are just such important things that, the average public person.
If I put a video out, this would be one of the first things people would be like, what's the white box? Like this is something, but it's like taboo almost if you question Candace.
Yeah. I mean, no one should be above reproach totally. Like everyone, especially if we're all equal partners in this, trying to figure this out. It can't just be one person driving the whole direction of this. Like I wish everything was open sourced. I wish there was some sort of, I know there's archive.org. I just actually found that today. I wish I would have known about that before. But I wish, and there's the Kirk or who killed CK.com. But I wish there was some sort of like open source, platform that had everything and where we could all contribute. I mean, that could go crazy though. It could get a bunch of people just throwing, like Wikipedia, just throwing a bunch of BS in there. So I get why that probably isn't happening. What was the next thing? What was her point about Dan Flood's fingers right there? What was the point?
She didn't make one. People latched on to that immediately, saying that there's blood in the back.
Oh, down below, but those are just his fingers as he's pushing.
Right. Yeah. It's his left hand as he goes to push down. And of course, like the squibbers were one of the first ones to start going, hey, we've got a bag, we've got a blood bag. There's the red blood mark, and it's a thumb and an index finger. From Dan, he's pushing.
Yeah. And then the other thing that she pointed out in this, which John Bray had already talked about, there's the guy with the 9-line shirt on, with and he's wearing a Fox hat, Fox racing hat. John Bray pointed out the magnetic clasp on this is a pretty strong one, and that where the shape charge would be in the bigger part of the mic, which is behind the magnetic clasp. And so it's very likely that the magnetic clasp wouldn't have even come apart or been disconnected. And that's why we see it there the whole time. Is that correct? That's his theory, and that the part where the battery is and the mechanical parts to the mic on the inside of Charlie's shirt, that's where the micro shape charge was. That's what would have exploded. And it would have left the magnet on the outside and on behind the shirt intact, right?
That's his working theory. And the other night, I learned a lot of stuff with John with respect to the audio where he is. And I think there's just some things that need to be figured out. I did not realize where he was or where he had identified a strange frequency and everything. So that's one little element of still kind of up in the air that I want to check on when it comes to where he is. And he is totally off of the necklace being a part of it. And
in any way,
I'm almost certain. Yeah. I mean, he's like,
rule it out.
I'm sorry.
How did he rule it out?
I think it's over, in his opinion, he has overwhelming proof and evidence of his discovery with the microphone.
Okay.
And let me just pull this up. Take me off the screen right quick, or take the album. I need to find.
I took it off.
The next point.
Yeah. And you're talking about the analysis he did on X. He showed this breakdown, right, where he identified some sort of anomaly in the audio, right?
Right.
And what was he saying? He identified a bullet?
He hears some sort of gas that he can only equate to the fact that it is a projectile going into a jail ballistics block that he hypothesized is in the back of the van. That's the reason that the back of the van opens up.
No.
And this is where.
Oh no, John.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I thought. Cause when I watched it, I read it on X and I was like, I was hoping that wasn't, I was like, maybe I'm misunderstanding what he's saying. I don't know.
Yeah. I just,
yeah,
it makes no sense to do this firing into the back of a van to possibly look. You have to step into the mindset that these people are about to pull off one of the, if not the most significant assassinations in generations that moving forward. I mean, this will be the one that they talk about moving forward. It won't be something like JFK or MLK. I mean, this is going to be what happened at Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And so in my opinion, there's no reason to even remotely roll the dice on the fact that we need to have a timing, or that there could be, remember, 1 second on either side, too early, too late.
Yeah. It's off. Yeah. It'd be obvious. Cooked. Yeah.
Like, and so what we get into is we get into people, actors, these posers, these people that are actively trying to inject the most wild theories, right? With backpacks that there's, I mean, this timing thing that's a squib, and that it's a timing from the roof being shot. and he's got this backpack that somehow talks to another backpack, and I'm like,
we don't even need all that.
like, you belong in Hollywood. Like, go, start doing a screenwrite for the next Bourne, Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not this.
Yeah.
It's not this.
Well, and one of their biggest critiques of us is that there's no way this many people could be involved, and that it's like it's too elaborate. There's too many moving parts. There's too many variables. When actuality, there's less for our theory. Actually, for the he's alive and they planned it theory, you actually have to add more people. You definitely have to add Charlie. That's one more person on your theory than we have on ours that are part of this conspiracy. Then you have his parents. You have other people that either are involved in lying or he let them think he's dead. Right. And then all of these new theories are parts of their theory. Like, okay, now we have to add that there's someone was on the roof. They did shoot a real bullet. And then that bullet went over all these innocent bystanders who could have moved. Somebody could have jumped up. Somebody could have walked in front. Like, how would have they have guaranteed that? Why couldn't they have just shot it? I mean, I guess they're saying they had to shoot it in that direction so that when people did an analysis, they could trace the sound of the bullet traveling that direction. Okay, but then if somebody was going to spend that much time analyzing that, then they would have easily pointed that it was a bullet that went into the back of the friggin' truck into a ballistic gel, and it wouldn't even have been worth doing. It would have proved that he wasn't shot.
Can you imagine one bullet, killing two people that are 30 feet apart? I mean, in that path, number one, the van is in the middle of the Hall of Flags.
Yeah, underneath. Yep.
Underneath.
Yep.
You've got Brian Harpole. You've got Frank Turek. You've got the
mint lady.
The mint lady. You got Asian American PD officer. You've got Andrew Ferrasi.
And then the camera girl with the red hat that's walking over.
And the camera girl with the red hat is the most important because she is actually moving.
Yes. You can't account for her at all.
Can you imagine if what we're talking about, their theory is true, and they fire and they strike her in the head at the same moment Charlie has the thing blow up? I mean, you can't say the bullet took out two people.
No, you can't recover that. No, it'd be like all eyes would be on them, be like, what is going on here? And like they had to have thought of all the potential possible fallout after the fact. They picked the one that could be the most confusing and difficult for us, but also had the least amount of moving parts and variables. And honestly, I think an exploding mic, something that's on Charlie. And I rewatched your thing, your stream from Friday. Brian Harpole and Sean Ryan are such clowns, man. But like saying that no one made the claim that there was a projectile in it. They totally misrepresent our theory, like every step of the way. No one said that there's a projectile in the mic and that it was like shot like a bullet at him. And then he said it goes around his neck. No.
Yeah, and that's where they literally just made a valid theory. They just turned it into ridiculousness.
Straw man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's no one there to push back
and to correct them. And that's what Sean should have done. Someone did an analysis on X, and I can't find it, that from the mic actually does have a line of sight to the left side of his neck. They have. Do you remember ever seeing that on X?
No, was it John that did it?
I don't know who it was. I couldn't find it, but they put the mic on, and then because Charlie also, when he sat down, he rolled his shoulders forward, and John talks about this, and his hands are like on the inside of his lap, and he's holding the mic. He rolls forward, and it's either a muscle relaxes or tenses in Charlie, and it makes this part of the neck kind of bulge a little, which would have allowed whatever piece it was, whether it's a piece of the mic or a piece of the necklace, catch. And if it was the necklace, obviously it didn't need a line of sight because it wasn't on the right side of his shirt. It was down underneath, and it just needed to shoot up. But them saying that the mic, a piece of the mic couldn't have hit Charlie's neck is false. And they misrepresent our claim that they made it sound like that was the intended thing. No. And this is the other thing I wanted to tell you. You do a really good job, but you got to explain things a little bit more. In your video, you said about this theory, the reason why they misrepresented what Blake and I and others think about the exploding mic, they didn't. They're saying like that was the intended injury. No. So if they already had Tyler Robinson and the gun and the 30-06 in the wings and the narrative ready to be rolled out, like Phil Lyman and Jacoby and all these people that went out and were like, it was a bullet, he was shot. Okay, then they would never have planned for it to be the neck wound, because right away, everyone who's ever shot a rifle, let alone a 30-06, knew right away that's not a 30-06 wound. There's no exit. There's not enough damage. So right away, this was an accident. This was a plan that went off the rails. Okay. And even Blake and others have pointed this out. The theory is that it was supposed to be some sort of center mass wound. The shape charge, whether it's on the mic or on the necklace, was supposed to kind of, and I just bear with me, like kind of bore a hole into his chest and look like a 30-06 wound. Okay. But that's not what happened, right? We saw variables. You can plan for things, but on the day of the game, ish happens. Things don't go to plan. And that's also why we see everything that after the fact, the frangible round, the neck of steel, they tried to recover from their plan not going to plan, not going according to plan. And Sean Ryan and Brian Harpole misrepresent as if what we saw that day and the injury and how he died was what they were intending to do. And it wasn't, right? We can clearly see that by the fact that it doesn't match up with their theory.
And that's why we had such an overarching presence trying to sell it.
Yes.
At the beginning, if you understand all of this context now, and you go back and relive September the 10th, 11th, 12th, things start to hit differently on how they were reacting, acting, yes, and what they were pushing out.
Yes.
And it's because they had the foresight to see and know that, hey, we've got some problems here.
Right.
And this is just going to metastasize. So we got to do something about it, right?
Yep. And I think the reason why they hired, I don't know if you know off the top of your head, the security team hired 5 or 8 guys extra that day. Do you know how many new were there that day, Blake?
Let me find it exactly on Harpole.
So there were guys, and Rick Cutler's one of them, not a part of the normal detail. They were there and they weren't providing any security. A lot of them were in the crowd, but a lot of them went to work after the event. I think their whole purpose of being there was because they knew something was going to explode and they were going to have to recover things from the ground. And we see them walking around picking things up. They didn't do anything else that day. They didn't provide security. Most of the people didn't help Charlie and get him out. They didn't walk in with him. But we see them doing something after Charlie's gone. They go through the grass. They're looking and they're picking up pieces of what I could only suspect is shrapnel.
There's no other explanation for it.
Yeah. And so those people, Rick Cutler being one of them, weren't on the security detail team normally. And they haven't been on the team since. They were there for that day. They were added extra. Brian talks about this, that, yeah, we even beefed up our detail that day as if that was going to defend the fact that he didn't do a good job. It's like, no, it's even more like, why did you hire new people that weren't normally part of the team? And then this happened. That's more suspicious, in my opinion. On the day that he ends up dying, you guys all did things that you've never done before and have never done since. And, of course, yeah, we don't. And of course, Sean and Gary didn't ask any questions. They're just like, yeah. It's nuts. All right, let's see.
All right. Real quick. So this, if you want to jump back over to,
yep.
Yeah. So this is frame by frame. And I was surprised. And it's the, what I've always called is like the arm punching out of the shirt.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. So here is the first frame that we see anything weird happen. the shirt is it's centered. It's happening in front. I mean, that's right there along his jawline.
Oh, I see it. It's blurry because it's happening so fast.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, it's right. Can you point to it with your cursor? Yes, right there. Yeah.
And then,
or could that be gas?
No, it's the shirt.
Okay.
It's the shirt. It's just, it's so fast. It's the shirt.
Blurry.
Now, this
blurry.
is super, super interesting. This is the frame I have on my UVU review footage. And the necklace is already flying. The necklace is right here.
Oh, before the rest of the shirt starts moving. So it moves first.
Y'all.
That's such a good point.
The necklace is the initiating thing. The necklace is the initiator. And it makes sense why there's such a tremendous wave of energy of things happening underneath. I mean, think about where the necklace is, right here at your sternum. And it makes perfect sense why. Think of if there is a rapid expansion or of energy that's going on as it's being detonated, then you're going to get, I mean, think of all of everywhere. That's why the sleeve does something, right? That's why, I mean, it makes, but it's so hard to discount the fact that the necklace is the earliest thing, the earliest indicator with it. I mean, that's force. This is what defeats anybody that says he was shot with a bullet.
And I don't know.
This is impossible.
Correct. Yeah.
If you hear someone talking about a bullet being fired,
get out of here.
The necklace absolutely defeats you. This is the only way these people that are YouTubers that have, and these firearms guys that have gone out to the field and they're all shooting with their tripods and shit set up, because I mean, that I'll get onto that later, but like, they're just sitting there cruising cushy is all like, they have to get expansion of this cavitating block to go to the Marshmallow Man or the Michelin Man size of neck
in order to break the necklace.
In order to break the necklace. There's no other way.
But look at his neck.
You have to manifest a magnet. Because you have to have it easy to blow off, which is what like Jordan Henshaw has to do, like a magnet. You know?
This is even before so if the shirt is still up around the neck, we don't really see the wound even yet, right? If we were in the front, if we were
there's
in the front,
no wound present here, right now.
Correct. So that means the bullet hadn't hit him yet.
Yes.
If there was a bullet, right? But the necklace is already broken. It's whipped over his head and it's flying around. And energy takes the path of least resistance, right? And so that's why a lot of the gas we see emitting out the side of the sleeves when in that breakdown that John's done, out the top and out the back of the shirt. And why we think
look at these people. No one has even noticed yet.
Correct. No one's said ooh or ah. That happens in a couple frames. Yeah, you don't see anyone reacting yet. No one's face has done anything yet. You see it when it happens right there. Nope, he's still asking his question.
I tried to, I mean, this is just off of her video where you're putting it all together back and forth. I might not even have the reaction even captured.
Not on this one, but
not on this video. Yeah, this is me just trying to make the most out of what she gave us.
But here the necklace is already on completely over his head. So it already flew up over his head and it's behind him and it's about to whip down to his behind his left shoulder. And the cross and the clasp are still intact on the inside. Well, from what we know, but it's on the inside of his shirt. It hangs, it catches on the inside of his collar.
That chain is whipping. I mean,
violently. That takes a lot of energy to do that. A puff of overpressurization, a puff of air can't do that. And that's why Jordan can't recreate this.
No. I really am. If Jordan's just really a 20-something-year-old kid that's trying to do it, like I'm really concerned with his safety, because what he's trying to recreate, like someone literally had a blowout in their neck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if he's genuinely just a 20-something-year-old kid doing this, I mean, if he's a Fed, then he knows what he's doing and he can have at it, dude. Like, go for it. Okay. But if he's genuinely just a kid trying to recreate this, I mean, I'm like concerned for his safety.
Well, but hold on.
You have to build up to this kind of energy is not by an air gun, like a little
no, for sure.
Whatever,
a paintball gun.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah. But I mean, okay, to his credit, that he doesn't believe Charlie's dead, so he doesn't feel he's in danger by recreating an overpressurization event. He's in order to actually recreate it, you'd have to do what John Bray is about to do and order actual explosives and put it on a dummy, because you can't put it on yourself because it'll kill you. So,
yep.
But yeah, so, that was the other thing. On the inside of the shirt, you were pointing out that the thing that moves up when we see the white blur, it does have the shape of what seems to be the St. Michael pendant underneath, right? Where it lifts up on the front left side of him. There's something solid. It's in a specific area. The whole shirt doesn't lift up. A specific area lifts up, and it's got a diameter to it because the shirt pulls down around it. And it looks like, to me, that's not the cross, right? It doesn't have the outline of a cross. It looks like what that St. Michael pendant is, and that's what's flying up violently. That's what lifts the whole shirt on the left side of his neck. And I think if there was any kind of explosive, have you talked to anyone on what kind of technology exists that they could have put on that pendant? And remember, he didn't have custody of it. Erica Kirk had custody of it the night before. It was out, but they could have also changed it like months in advance or a week in advance. It didn't have to be switched the night before. It could have been switched the night before, but it could have been switched days or whatever before.
I mean, you have to be like a completely unassuming person. I mean, can imagine just going and putting on your necklace that next day and not even really realizing. I mean, we're talking the kind of money that just duplicating or replicating a necklace would be nothing. If they're going to,
yes, yeah.
Are you tracking my thought?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
He didn't stand a chance.
No,
is my point.
Yeah. They could have had the highest tech. Money was no issue, right? They were going to be able to spend as much money and buy the highest quality and technology, whatever it was going to be on it. They could have made 5 replicas of his St. Michael pendant and practiced it. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have done whatever it took. 100%. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So this here, I'm going to text this to you. This is what AI put out in terms of the possibilities of explosives and what they're actually. Let me see if I can present this. I'll just put it on screen. Let me see if it will let me. This is what Grok. This is early Grok. Look, you cannot find the same kind of information
anymore
now,
no.
Because they figured out real quick that. Is that big enough, or can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I could even make it bigger, and I can take our faces off, but. That's good. Yeah, I can see everything. I can read it.
This is so interesting because look, it's going through talking about smoke residue. If it's stealthy, what you're going to see, what you're going to hear.
What is this in regard to? An explosive? A shape?
Yeah, I asked it what all kinds of explosives could go into a pendant on a necklace for a male. Like if it was just a regular pendant necklace. and it gave me all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff.
Wait. Read the top. Here are the only genuinely stealthy, low signature ways to initiate a small, clean PETN RDX charge, S to the second power G charge that leave no visible flash. Because that was one of the Brian Harpole's argument, right? You don't see any. You don't
throwing it in our faces. Like,
you don't see a flash. You don't see a flash. Okay, well, there's plenty of ways that there can be an exchange without a flash. No smoke from the detonator itself. No burn marks. Good. I'm glad you put this in there because that was another part of their claim. No burn marks. But we actually do see something on his lower left abdomen in your video, right?
Yeah, but he's expecting like the char of like an SF team rolling in to get some Hajis out of a bunker, you know, and they're blowing the door open, like, and you're going to get the black. That's what he's describing as to what we should be seeing.
Right, on purpose, because he's comparing apples to oranges. A shape.
He's like comparing apples to freaking watermelon.
Right. Yeah. And then it says minimal. Zero audible report from the initiator. These are ranked from the most stealthy to still stealthy, but easier to make. All right. So do you want to read the top one?
Yeah. I mean, exploding foil, initiator, EFI, slapper. I mean, I don't know what any of this stuff means.
Either. Plasma inside metallic ceramic.
Like, the key takeaway was it is very possible for something to be put into a pendant and cause damage to skin.
Yeah. I'm reading the bottom too because it says what is not stealthy, even if people think it is. And those are things that wouldn't be part of this device anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I like the top one.
I'll send you all, because look, I'll send you all of this and you can see, because maybe you can understand it better than I can, because but like I said, now you can't ask AI this kind of stuff because curiously enough, it's I don't know. They took it down.
Go back.
Yeah.
Make it big. Hold on. And make it wide. So the top one, it said how it's done in real covert use, standard in CIA, FSB, Mossad sabotage kits. And then, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's who we think had a part of this. Literally almost all three. And then the next one is military, special forces, and intelligence agencies. So come on, man. Yep, these are some of the people implicated in this.
Like, do you see this right here? I mean, this was their main argument.
Yep, no smoke, no residue. Very quiet, almost no audible. Stealth, yeah, very highest possible stealth level. Yep. No flash from initiator. No flash from initiator. The top three. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think there's something here. I just don't know what to do with it.
Yes, send that to me. I'm going to read the next super. If you want to get the next. Okay, the black box appears on FT. Who's FT? Frank Turek, I think, right? The black box appears on Frank Turek when someone opens another app. Oh, no, they're talking about the phone. Okay, on FaceTime. Okay. The black box appears on FaceTime
when someone opens another app.
My kids do that to me. Maybe Candace was in another app while watching the recording. Okay.
You know, we need to test this out. And I got to have like people like where I can FaceTime and you're like, you know what I mean? Like to where we can duplicate it.
Yeah. And then Jim Bear said, yes, phones can turn white or black on camera. It happens because the camera exposure and phone screen refresh rate don't match. Yeah, I don't think that's what this is because it's not like all over the entire camera. This is a specific vertical rectangle box. But I mean, we can test it a couple different ways. And then Blake and I can report back to you guys on what we find with that. Let's see.
Why is this not updating?
I wanted to show something while if you want to get.
Yeah, no, keep going. I'm working on getting something set up.
All right. Let me pull something up here. All right. So look, I want to show you guys that there's there's certain people involved in this, in my opinion, that just aren't honest, good individuals doing this for the right reasons. And here is one, and you guys can be the judge of it.
A different part of the body. Like, if that's his leg, then his pants are down. If that crease right there is his leg going up, then like his dick would be out.
Hang on. What did he just say?
Yep.
No, I haven't heard. What did he say? What I think he said?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll play it again.
If that's his leg, then his pants are down. If that crease right there is his leg going up, then like his dick would be out. If that were,
it's just completely ridiculous to even say that at all. I mean, like, it's just so disgusting, unbelievable. And then I wanted to play one more part.
Wow.
Where, let me go back to where I think this is where it starts. I don't know if you saw this, but I want to show it. He calls you out.
Oh yeah, no.
Why don't we ask him, Blake? Have higher resolution video of that moment that would maybe tell us: is this just potato cam footage? Is this just an artifact of compression, or maybe it's just normal belly jiggle? I don't think it is, because it's consistent between frames and it's a crease.
Okay, let me set this up for those of you that don't know. Sorry. Okay, some people have no context what's going on. All right, so with the Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the exploding mic or something on the necklace theory. Okay, over the last few months, really the last month, a camp of people have all followed Jesse on Fire and have come out with this Charlie Kirk's alive theory. All right. Jesse uses Jordan as supposedly this person that's recreated and the only one that's recreated anything. Not true. Jordan has blown a puff of air in his shirt and made his shirt move. He cannot recreate the necklace breaking. He can't. Okay. They had to put a magnetic clasp on just to get it to disconnect because Charlie's necklace clasp was so tight and it didn't even break at the clasp. It was an explosion. It broke in the middle of the chain. Can't get the necklace to fly up over the head. Okay, well, when Blake showed a video on X, the very high-def footage of them carrying Charlie off, because in the Charlie Kirk's alive theory, Jesse and Jordan both said there has to be equipment under the shirt. Okay, they said that there's equipment on the back and equipment underneath, which whether it's a compression hose or the squib or the blood bladder, there has to be things under the shirt. Well, Blake shows a video of them carrying Charlie off the ground, and his shirt gets pulled up. You can see his whole stomach and torso, and you can see his back. You see a lot of other stuff too, and you can tell there was quite a bit of blood loss, and that's why you can't show it on X. On YouTube, you got to go over to X, but you can clearly see that there's nothing under the shirt. Well, these people with this theory, instead of just coming out and be like, "Oh man, this debunked the theory. Thank you. Now we can actually all put our mind together to really find out who killed Charlie." No. They go to work. They go to work and start talking to one another. We got to come up with something. We got to come up with something that explains this, because this really puts a nail in our coffin. Okay, what could it be? What could it be? Oh, Charlie's wearing a fat suit, guys. Oh, because now, and Jordan will say it, I'll show it. This helps him so much. The fat suit solves all of his problems. He wasn't able to recreate anything with the compression hose, but now with the fat suit, he can do a massive hose. Now he can blow bigger air through. Now he can do so much more. It's disgusting.
Throw the album up.
Yeah. Yours?
So,
yeah.
So this is now the resolution equality, because I've always had it, but I would edit with my fingers, or with the emoji fingers on where to look, right? Or I would add texts and whatnot. Well, it's real easy to do it with an app called Video Shop, okay? That app looks just like... like this one right up here at the top. I don't know if it's blowing out, but that one right up there at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so when you export, it might say you're exporting in 1080p at 60 frames or 30 frames, whatever the native file is that it is pulling from, that you uploaded into it. As it exports out with your new edits with fingers and text and all that, you are losing quality. Okay. And it's not like massive, but for people like Jordan that are looking for any sort of little fractures to exploit to the nth degree, it's a big deal for them. So because I care about how Jordan thinks and feels, so I started going through, I'm done with all the fingers, unless there's just something that I want to really illustrate. I'm now using like Premiere, and I'm pretty sure you could probably do it in Premiere or Final Cut or whatever. But this is now what the quality, and that's what I put out. It's on my X page right now that shows absolutely like the saturation of blood on his shirt is enormous. Okay.
They didn't want to use it because it had your watermark. And
I know.
So they went to archive. They went to archive.org and got a crappier version that also helps them. Because
I didn't know they went to archive.org.
It says it. They say it. He says it. He pulled it off archive.org. It's a crappy resolution. It also helps them because it makes things less clear. And then
it's damaging the credibility of the video, which I can already see is what they're crafting out, and what they're trying to do is that's the last ditch effort. And that was what I noticed early on from people like Zeb Boykin, who absolutely just came out in full on, the video's fake. The video is fake. Right. Like you've got to attack the credibility of this video. And I'm starting to see those thoughts reappear and originate. And it's literal desperation at its best. I'm not going to play this because I don't want anything to happen. But like I said, it's on my X page to go and check out. So I will. This is what I wanted to pull up first. Is I want you to look at this maze of people
in front of what would have been a real bullet flying through the air.
Watch the red hat girl.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
I mean, she's moving. Look, I mean, it's just silly. It's silly. I don't understand it. I don't believe, like, I've got a pretty good picture of inside the van even. I just don't see it. Okay.
Right. You guys, if those of you, because we kind of jumped around.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
You're good. You're good. So he's pointing out that with this whole Charlie's alive theory, they're saying that someone was on the Losi Center or at some roof, shot a real bullet, and that a real bullet flew all the way over through all these people, missed everyone's head, and went into the back of that open van right there. We know that it's right now because this is right before the sound rings out, because we heard the last question, right, which was part of the countdown, counting or not counting gang violence, and boom. And it's supposed to get through and into the back of this van. And the young lady's moving. All these people are moving. There's just no way they can plan for something like this and not account for all of these variables. And they're going to have innocent citizens in the way of a live round. Come on.
100%.
Oh, I got to say hi to someone. Hey, Pop. That's it.
All right, let's talk about this right quick.
Okay. Who, Philip?
I do not believe that the mic that John is working with, or that he's thinking, his impression is it's the Rode 2. I don't think this is the Rode 2 mic. I think this is something, this microphone is long and like a brick. The road
Oh,
to
yep.
is a perfect square.
Right.
I don't believe we see a perfect square underneath Charlie's shirt. I think it is a brick style, like
Wait, is it already there?
I'm sorry.
Is it already under his shirt right now?
No, Philip is waiting to put it on him.
Oh, okay. That's
So
what I
he's
was
throwing out. It's a pretty good picture of her. I've not seen her. I've always
Which
wanted to know
person?
who that.
The red hat girl? Oh, and he puts it on right here.
They're such snakes, dude.
Yeah, they are. Terrell. They're literally, walking him up to his execution,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Go get him, Tiger."
I'm
Go
telling
get
you
him.
right now, as God is my witness, I will stop at nothing to expose Terrell and Philip and every single person there. I'm telling you,
100.
God is my witness right
100.
now.
100. Do you have a video or photo that shows the shape of what's under his shirt?
Yes. Let
So
me
then you
go
can kind of show that it's not a perfect square, because then that would also, I mean, Barron would have to he would have to adjust his theory. He pointed out Butch Hibbs had what looked to be the exact dimensions of the other road mic, right? Which is like a square with rounded edges, right?
Right.
And
so just in these alone, these would suggest otherwise. This is not the road to.
interesting.
That's the road logo.
That's what I was going to ask next. That's the road logo.
That's the road logo.
Yep.
But you could have.
That's just the magnet. It can be anything on the other side. It just, as long as it has another magnet. That's true. It's not 100% conclusive as to the overall full shape, but you do see that at least that side.
Let's see here. I know I've got a video that is gonna. I just have to spot it.
You're good. Well, you want to look for that while I while I show. Hold on. Not that one. 1 second. Give me a second. No, I don't want to go back and play him. If we pull that back up, we can play that later. I think we played enough of him. Let's see. Oh, one thing that I wanted to talk about that I definitely want you to show later, in watching your live from the other night. Brian Harpole in the Gary Melton and in the Sean Ryan say, and we know that the 911 video, the 911 calls talk about someone hanging out of the SUV. And so they were able to get ahead of the story because those interviews with Sean Ryan and Gary happened before we got the 911 calls. Okay. And so, before any footage was really, made it to anyone researching this to determine whether or not the doors were shut when they left. And I couldn't really see, because is the only one you have looking through the Hall of Flags of the SUV?
Yes. Right now. Yep.
Are you able, when you pull that one up in a minute, after we do what we're going to do right now, when you pull that up, can you zoom in clear and really show that all the doors are shut before they pull off?
Mm-hmm.
That really destroys their theory.
Oh, I mean, it's damning.
100%.
It's absolute. Even Candace acknowledged it yesterday.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Did you pick up on that?
Yeah. She says it in a different, I forget how she worded it, but yeah, she definitely says that the doors were closed. Everything was closed before they left.
You see a fat suit?
Nope. Before you hit play real quick, he was not in great shape, you guys. Look at the arms. Okay. Yeah. Look underneath. That's perfect. There's no fat suit. Charlie did not have he had a dad bod that was athletic. Like he worked out, but he didn't work out to the point where he had a six pack, and he doesn't have definition. He was healthy. He ate healthy, and he was active. He lived an active lifestyle. But
yeah, if you're expecting washboard abs, I mean,
no, he sat around. He traveled a lot. His job itself was to sit and to talk. He was traveling, flying, driving a lot. He could work out an hour, maybe a little bit more a day, and that was it.
But we're talking a healthy BMI.
He was healthy.
Like we're not talking about we're not talking about a guy that's going to be on the cover of Men's Health, but we're not talking about
correct.
I mean, Project Constitution.
No.
Like Charlie was like he would not be considered out of shape or bad when it comes to BMI. That's just a regular belly that I can promise you 80% of men in America
that are over 30 have. Yeah, correct.
But the main thing I want to point or nail down is the fact that if you're insinuating that Charlie had a fat suit on in any form or fashion, you really need to go examine some things, because there's absolutely no indication whatsoever at all that there's anything he's got anything
his
going
little
on.
belly. His belly's under there.
Belly.
That's it. And it does have a little bit of a roll to it, and he's got some love handles. I mean, so do I. And I work out like an hour in the morning, and I do jujitsu 2 hours. Like, you know, it's just what happens when you get older, man. It's really hard to have a perfect body as you get older.
Remember, their whole thing hinges on I don't even know what the body element would bring other than the fact they've got to have fake blood somewhere hidden.
Not just that, they have to hide the bladder, but now because of the pressurization tube that wasn't doing what they wanted, and I can play the video of Jordan saying it, and he shows you the tube now that he can use. Actually, I should just show you that. Let's just do that real quick. Okay. And you can see why the fat suit theory was created. It was created so he could do this.
And we can see the physics of it jiggling up against the security guy's leg. I don't think it's video compression or potato cam artifact.
Hold on, the other one I have. Did I already exit out? Because I was like, oh, we're not going to play it. He shows it in the beginning. Not of this one. I got to pull the. Oh, yeah, there it is.
I might be able to figure it out with the heat shrink tubing. But if he has a fat suit on, you don't think he can do this? Yeah, he can do that. If he has a fat suit on and you can hide blood down there and have it pump up, if you have a fat suit on, and if you have a fat suit on down here, what's to say you don't have an entire prosthetic going up to here if we already have established that he has a prosthetic on? So
this is what's so disgusting. They haven't established he has a prosthetic, and he is referencing Jesse on Fire saying that because remember Charlie had a tick, okay, and he smiled, and when he ticked, the left side of his lip pulls down, and the left side of his chin kind of bulges out. And Jesse in his video from yesterday, you want me to pull something up for you? Yeah. Jesse in his video yesterday shows a footage of Charlie from 5-6 years ago where he's not even in the same shape. And he pulls on it because it bothers him. Yep, there it is. Yep. Right there. There it is. Yep.
He does this all the time. Charlie does this all the time.
Thousands of times a day. And here's the other thing, you guys, as a clinician, right? When somebody's under a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, ticks go up. That means his ticks would have been going haywire the night before, which means we might even see swelling of that area because of overuse of it. And it means if he's had this tick for years, which he has, the left side of his face would definitionally look different than the right. 100%. He doesn't have a tick on the right. It's only on the left. I'm so glad you have these.
You see it?
Yep. And it pulls out on the neck, and even it pulls on like this tendon that goes down into his like shoulder.
You see that?
Yep. And if you ever go watch his last interview that he did before the UVU event, he did it a lot there. I noticed it a lot there. And that's probably because he was under a lot of stress the night before. And he even said, they're going to kill me tomorrow, right? He thought they were going to do something tomorrow. And he was on his way to that event. Did you find the other video yet that you wanted to show?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
but the fat suit solves so many problems for them. How convenient. How convenient. Let me see if I missed any supers.
watch the necklace move
from underneath. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. You almost see the outline of it. Yep. Yep. Right there in the center. Yep. Let's see. While you're doing that, I'm going to make sure if anyone had any questions. I did that one. So in John's explanation, is John's explanation, I think it's if John's explanation is credible, doesn't it? I find that really interesting. Minute 54, I post the link in the chat. I'm not going to click on any links. But I'm a little confused by the way you've worded it. I think it might have been a misspell. I don't know if you're saying, is it credible, or you're asking if it's credible. I think with what the information we have right now, it's a possible theory. I think it's a possible theory. I think it's definitely way more possible than a bullet, than a 30-06 rifle. Yeah. Let's see. We have a couple more questions. Let me get them out of the way real quick, and then we'll move on. Charlie being alive is as believable as Charlie wanting Erica to head TPUSA. Yes, Geach Marie, I agree. Let's see, Julie. Thank you for not giving up. Poor Charlie. I agree. And thank you, Mystic, for being here in the supers. And Mitchell, thank you for your support. All right. One other thing while you're pulling this up, some of the things that, people, Jordan and his co-star that night were talking about that didn't make sense. They were using a very low resolution off archive.org, number one. And number two, you can't see certain things that are being blocked by some of the security guards' body parts in their arms, their legs. Charlie's not moving his hand. Okay. If someone's limp, that means their joints flip and flop like this.
Yeah,
and
let's talk about that right quick.
If someone's picking you up and moving you, your wrist is going to flip and flop. And if someone knocks into it and is moving you as they carry you and it knocks, it's going to flip and flop back and forth. That doesn't mean Charlie's alive doing this.
So unfortunately, we can't show it, but I would invite anyone, if you have any of your viewers that are physicians or that know any sort of orthopedist, I would love for them or anyone to get a hold of the video on X.
Yes.
Because this is what happens. And look, this is, in my opinion, the most crystal clear indicator that Charlie was completely unconscious.
Yes.
As they're carrying him, because what Jordan claims is the young man that's the security guard that's in black. He's got the upper part of Charlie's body. Mm-hmm. And then Dan Flood has Charlie's legs.
Yep. And then Brian's carrying his pants. He pulled on his pants.
And Charlie is kind of in a V shape, right? Okay. Yes. And what happens is Dan does not move at the same time the young man does. And they begin to bend the top of his body, Charlie's body, as they carry him.
Correct.
And the young man in black, who's got the top part,
I think it's Blake,
bumps, Charlie's rib cage. Okay. Yes. It slides up. And therefore, as that happens, what indicates that Charlie's completely unconscious is his pelvis moves out, because Dan is holding the legs steady. Correct. So if your legs are staying steady and your top part is moving, absolutely, you're going to have your pelvis or hip bone move out.
Yep.
And because he's not Project Constitution, because he is has a figure. Like, you're going to see your hip bone
Yep.
move out.
Yep.
And the roll is because his belly. I mean, if you're sitting down right now at home, I want you to look at your belly and tell me if you see rolls.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You've got rolls there, okay?
Yeah.
And that's what you see with Charlie is you've got his rolls. Like, he's got a roll there because it's skin.
Yep.
So you've got the hip that moves out because Dan's holding the leg steady. The kid bumps into with his thigh, Charlie's rib cage, moving him in another direction.
Correct.
That's why you get the pop out.
100%.
It's not a fat suit.
No.
But unfortunately, with someone that we're dealing with that's going to go in and throw accusations of fat suits and talk about needing to see the male appendage, like, the fact is, like, I guess a straight up doctor needs to get a hold of this and check him into the glass.
And John
John
Bray on the live stream the other night said the same thing. Jordan is dishonest. Anytime you point a hole, an issue in something he's done or said, he doesn't admit that, you got me on that. Oh, I'll correct my theory. Never happened. So instead, he'll pivot. He'll just pivot, find a new thing. And so in that video, he goes on to say, this was a great day for Charlie's Alive theory. Like, there's some sort of team and they're winning some sort of game. You know, we won today. Today was a great day for us, you guys. Yeah, it's disgusting. Instead of admitting that, like, as we point things out, as we clearly show what is happening, instead of going like, dang, all right. Okay, that's a good point. I didn't see it. I didn't notice that. I'll correct what I've said. No, just shift.
So I don't see a jail block back here, and I just want everyone to
let me pull it up. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I just want everyone else to also realize what this would entail. If this were the case, you've got the back of the van open. The back of the van was open significantly over the beginning part of people arriving.
Correct.
Can you imagine if someone, I mean, this van's in prime spot to be recorded and videoed and spotted.
Yeah.
It's not like they went and put a jail block right before. I mean, we see all of this happen. Yeah. It's preposterous.
It was open the majority of the time, and it's a newer van which has like a remote open and a remote shut. There's also buttons on the inside, and so they said that it opened right before the shot and closed right after. It was open the majority of the time. It gets shut periodically, but you're right. People could have seen inside, recorded inside. It's just insane.
I want to really just throw this out and speak it into the universe, because it's basically what I believe we're seeing right now is when they went through the planning of this operation, okay, to eliminate Charlie, they created layers of decoys.
Yes.
And possible things or circumstances or actions
yes.
that they could talk to and point to
yes.
if shit hit the fan.
Right.
So one thing, and the most obvious answer to this is Rick Cutler, right?
Yes.
Mr. Palm Pistol, tugging on his shirt.
Yeah.
And he's just the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
There's others.
Yep. Oh, the guy that was doing this? He had nothing in his hands?
Possibly. I mean, like, I don't know. I have not seen any other person in the audience that is doing something strange. Do I believe that a kid is somehow in on this? No, I don't. I think it's possibly just a
coincidence.
A coincidence.
Oh, is the person that did that, is he just a kid?
Yeah, he's like a minor.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've
never seen that kid. I've just heard about that.
Early on. He's a minor. I mean, you talk about you're going to bring a minor in to also, I don't know. But at the end of the day, does it matter?
No.
There's all these other people doing stuff too.
Yeah, there's thousands of people. There's going to be coincidences that people moved right at the sound of the bang, and it's going to look like it's connected. There's
right, but there were certain people that are all playing off of Dan Flood's signal.
Yes,
this is everybody line up. Okay, when I do this, y'all all have to be doing your weird action, anyone that's assigned to do the weird action, so that if things do go south, we can at least have 4 or 5 other people that we can point at.
Look,
Look, one of those very well could be, hey, we're just going to open up the back of the minivan.
Right.
And just for the hell of it.
Yep.
And then we can talk about it. We can have another, it's like the gift that keeps on giving.
It's these false leads that go nowhere. Right.
And they are just to suck the mental energy out of people like your audience, my audience, and others that are genuinely in this for the right reason. If you hear all of these crazy theories time after time, day after day, you have these crazy people coming before you time after time, day after day. What does that do for your capacity as just a normal human to like discern between fact and bullshit?
It makes you give up.
It makes you give up. It's called a psyop.
Yep. Misdirection and so many. And that's what I really think the whole Charlie Kirk's Alive thing is. And that's why I'm just so against people that are spouting it. It just, it doesn't.
I'm about to send Jordan $2,500 so he can go buy whatever he needs to buy. I mean, but he's going to have risk in it as well.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is I will fund Jordan, but if Jordan fails, we're going to have some skin in the game for Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fund him completely. I don't mind funding him. I have plenty of money.
Yeah.
I'll fund him.
Yeah.
But he's going to have skin in the game because he's not just going to take us down the yellow brick road.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
I'm gonna think about it, but I mean, those are going to be my terms of skin in the game.
Yeah.
He's going to have risk as well.
Yeah. I agree with that. Do you want to show, unless you had something lined up, do you want to show the footage from through the Hall of Flags that shows that the doors were shut before they drove off? Okay, so there it is. It's starting to pull away.
Shut.
Yep. I mean, can someone argue that the door on the other side you can't see?
I see it shut. I see it right. Okay, so here is where Chrissy is getting the bag.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Or I can show your audience that.
Yeah, from the other side, from actually down on the ground. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Charlie's head, this is the SUV.
Oh, yes. We have to talk about this because that's so crazy what Brian Harpole said.
Right. And I think it's actually a subconscious thing where they're showing their cards. They knew that they were in trouble. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is
totally messed up.
This is the back of the SUV.
Back right.
Here are the luggage racks up top. Is my cursor big enough, or do I need to make it?
I can see it.
I mean, I'm just going to do it because
you
there's somebody that always talks about it being small.
Yeah, I made mine bigger and I made mine green.
Okay. All right.
There you go. That's perfect. It's huge.
Okay.
I can see it.
So here's the luggage racks. Okay. And here's the windshield and the front of the SUV. Okay. Yep. Charlie's head is right here, or it should be as they put him in. Correct. They put him in head first.
Correct.
Okay. This door is shut. Driver's door is shut. This door right here is open.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Okay. The reason it stops is because, like I said, they're giving a bag to Chrissy. Right there, it's shut.
It's shut. Yeah. Yep. I see it now. Yep.
And it speeds away.
Yep.
So do you want to play Brian Harpole's account of it? Because it's really...
Yeah, I don't have that time stamped. I do have your video pulled up. Let me see.
Sometimes those things, when you open that box, they come out.
Oh, there you go.
When I jumped down on him, that's exfil now. In the car.
You can't.
Yeah. Counters, like giving CPR. You can't give people CPR like that. You have to have something. So it's like, hey, okay, well, let's just get in the car.
You can't.
Yeah, but then it's
You
like,
can't apply direct pressure to move either because it's the neck and there goes the airway.
right. And so,
And it's just it's damn near the worst.
and then like
place.
and then you don't give first aid when it's raining on you still, right? Or this first shot, second shot, how many more is coming in? So, and so I was like, hey, let's just call for exfil. So I called for exfil and said, let's go. The guys had
Real quick, that all of that right there that he just talked about with it's raining in, that is absolutely insane. Number one, none of them were concerned about anything at all.
Yep.
And there was not any indication of that, but they get to say it because it makes sense because he's playing the part of the gunshot.
Right.
prepped the car. So we're carrying, we trained officer down, I don't know how many times, or, person down. And we were carrying, and you can see it on the video. Rick breaks off at the perfect time. He goes around to the other side, jumps in. We do the drag. Don't try to shove the guy in. Half the team pushes in, the other half team drags from the other side. There's no comms for that. Just he knew that's what we need to do. We've done that. He's done that. We've got careers built on doing that, real time and in training. And so guys weren't helping. Justin gets in. He knows his job to drive. That's his job. Dan jumps in. He knows he's nav. And so we're back there. Rick, we pull him across. Frank Turek, and it just jumps in the back. And so he's a known. So I was like, yep, it's Frank, but I'm not going to fight him on it. Frank's there because Frank's hurting, and it's because it's one of those things where you have dead kids on calls and you're not supposed to let the crime scene be contaminated, but I'm not going to deny a parent.
There's so much extra stuff that just doesn't make, is there any reason for that?
No, and here's the other thing. He's going to continue to say, so he tries to equate Charlie as Frank's son. Okay. Cause he says dead kids and he's talking about crime scenes and so he insinuates without fully explaining that in the past, he's allowed parents to be in a crime scene when their dead child is there because that's what you do. That's just cause he was never in the military. Brian Harpole was in the police. He was a cop his whole career. He doesn't have any military experience. And now he's going to say, so Charlie never said Frank was like his dad. We don't have that anywhere. Okay. Just like we don't have Charlie ever saying that Erica should take over TPUSA. We have people coming after the fact. Charlie's dead. Erica's saying things that Charlie said. Okay. Frank is now saying that he looked at Charlie like a son. He was like a son, but Charlie never said that he looked at Frank as a dad. And that just because Frank told Brian, well, he's like my son. Well, he's got no business being in the car just because Frank felt like Charlie was his son. This whole thing is extra, and you're right. And he uses intentionally, very specific language at times that only people in the military or in security teams or that were in the police force would know. The average person gets kind of confused at different parts in this if they don't know this sub language that's going on.
Yep.
Right, go ahead. What he says.
It just seems he's being too extra.
He is on purpose.
Say goodbye to their child. And Frank's many times said that Charlie felt like he was his son.
Oh, Frank said
that. All this is running. And so we get in. Charlie was
that's a hell of a thought to be running at that very moment. Like the fact that he's doing that calculus at that moment of
such a lie. Yeah,
I
would
think long. We kind of laugh about it now.
Pause.
But we get him in, and but the door's not going to close. We know that. And I just say, go. And we didn't even attempt to close it. I told Justin, go, go, go. So he takes off. Dan's already got the route done. We know that because we've done it. And so we take off in direct action. We get out onto the main road, and we're in a slick SUV, no lights, sirens. And so we're breaking our own intersections. We're cutting our own traffic.
Can you pause it?
Ourselves.
So when he says things like direct action, we were cutting our own intersections. He's doing things on purpose that the average person has no freaking clue what he's saying. Okay. And he's doing that on purpose. Oh, he's talking to a former, special forces guy. They both understand but the majority of the audience doesn't. And it's also, he's trying to say, without saying it, I have a lot of experience. I'm here sitting across from Sean Ryan. I'm using language because I'm on the same level as Sean. We're talking right back and forth to one another.
Yep.
I'm on Sean's level. Sean trusts me. He's not questioning me. He's not saying bullshit on anything I'm saying. You know, I'm saying all the right words. And the other
Zero
thing,
pushback.
none. And then he says, okay, when did this interview happen?
November the 11th.
So he's saying that in November or before, because he's talking about a previous situation with him and the security team, when they think about when they're pulling Charlie into the car, they laugh about it. We laugh about it. You heard that, right, Blake?
Yep, I heard it. I heard laugh.
Yeah, he goes, we laugh about it, talking about when they pulled Charlie into the car, that Charlie was so tall they couldn't shut the doors, that his feet were hanging out and the door was ajar. How is that funny in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I don't. It's absolutely. It's disgusting.
It is, and he does it multiple times. He'll say it again. We joke about this. He'll say we joke about this. We laugh about this. All in talking about that day and him and Charlie dying and them taking him to the hospital. It's freaking disgusting. But he clearly said that the doors were left open. Right?
Yep.
Totally.
So he's
nice.
talking about let me hit. So the Sean Ryan, it aired on, okay. He references the Berkeley as the day before where they're at UC Berkeley.
Yes.
That was on November the 10th. So this interview is taking place on November the 11th and the interview aired on the 18th.
So 60 days after Charlie was assassinated, him and his team are laughing about it. They're already to the point where they can joke about moments, the most traumatic, the most, just excruciating moments, the moments where they didn't know if he was alive or dead, but he's bleeding out and they're racing, the most traumatic moments. They're getting him to the hospital. They're able in November or before, because he's talking about a previous time where him and his team were laughing about it. We joke about it. It's disgusting. It's unexcusable.
Can you imagine? I don't necessarily know your background. Were you a Marine or okay? Can you imagine one of your buddies like absolutely in the fight for his life, and you're in the car with him, and could you even imagine describing imagine it's one of those tanks that was over in Afghanistan or, Humvee or something. Then you're trying to exfil to get your buddy there was an IED or something.
Yep.
Can you imagine describing what that inside? I mean, I just default to like Black Hawk Down styled
That's
things
what it's
happening.
like. Yep.
I think it's probably pretty accurate.
Yep.
Some of my buddies that have served have said, I mean, I don't even know if the fact that he use that adjective just now about a laugh, or like the verb of laughing. I don't know. It's
or that they joke about it. Here's the only thing that I could say. People in the military and the police, and firefighters and people in hospitals. So people that work in such a high stress environment, we have a very morbid sense of humor. But we don't joke about the dead. Okay. What we joke about is a shared experience together. If like I got injured and my buddy, but we both survived, we might joke about a situation that we both made it out the other side. Right. But we're not gonna, us only alive people, joke about the time that our buddy literally was murdered in front of us. No, that our sense of humor doesn't extend that far at all.
He's driving. I mean, he's trained driver. I mean, that's what our guys go to driving school for, just for that. It's expensive. It costs a lot, but it's a need, and it paid off because he drove it like a champion. Dan's up in there calling out.
I said this last night. It didn't pay off.
No, he died.
He died. Everything about their stuff did not pay off.
Right, lefts. Well, this is next turn, 20 meters, 200 meters left. So he knows exactly where he's going. Rick and I are in the back. And this is where it gets not funny, but you look back on it now. Rick pulled Charlie across, and then I'm working off my kit. And you always, when you build a kit out like that, you build it to where the stuff you need the soonest or most important is on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. And so all the bleed control is right here in front. So I'm just working out of the kit right there. And so I'm just, packing, pressure, repack. It gets saturated. You don't take it out. You just keep packing on top of it. The problem is we're going down the road, and Charlie's so tall that his left leg is down in the door, and the door won't close. And so I'm on my knees with the door open with my butt hanging out of the side, and I'm on my knees doing the medical.
Yep.
That makes absolutely zero sense.
And this is where we need to explain it. And why does it not make sense, Blake?
Okay. Charlie is pulled in.
Wait, can you do the SUV again? Great. Here, I'm going to let you even.
Hey, Charlie goes in head first.
Yep.
Where did Brian Harpole just say the reason for the door not shutting was because of what body part?
His feet.
So his feet are the passenger side.
And Brian Harpole's butt. He said his butt and Charlie's feet.
Brian Harpole just told us that he is working on Charlie's neck, which is on the other side of the vehicle.
Behind the driver.
Behind the driver.
That's where Rick Cutler is. Rick Cutler, remember Brian said Rick Cutler was on the other side and pulls him in.
And you can see it because watch Rick.
Okay. Yep, he splits off. Yep.
Cutler goes to the other side,
yep.
Pulls him in.
Yep.
Okay.
And there goes Brian, gets in right there. How can Brian work on his neck, Blake, if he's at his feet?
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
But beyond that, like, we know the door's all shut.
Yeah.
So you have to start asking yourself, this is your primary question at this point, is why is he talking about this? Why is Brian Harpole talking about this?
Because he knows about the phone calls. And he's probably thinking, or he knows that someone maybe caught him en route. He's playing the long game, right? He's playing chess. He's setting up possible defense for him. Yes.
Right. So let's keep on, and I'll bring it home.
Okay.
12:23. I think that's what I said.
On it now. You look back on it now.
Yeah. Good.
Rick pulled Charlie across, and then I'm working off my kit. And you always, when you build a kit out like that, you build it to where the stuff you need the soonest or most important is on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. And so all the bleed control is right here in front. So I'm just working out of the kit right there. And so I'm just, packing, pressure, repack. It gets saturated. You don't take it out. You just keep packing on top of it. The problem is we're going down the road, and Charlie's so tall that his left leg is down in the door, and the door won't close. And so I'm on my knees with the door open with my butt hanging out of the side, and I'm on my knees doing the medical. And Justin's driving, we're going 60, 80, 100.
Oh, 100.
And Rick has me across the kit in my shirt so that I can use both hands to do the medical on.
Rick has me.
Oh, sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Oh, you're good. This is so sensationalized. And
are you good at making like AI? I want to make I want to do like a reconstruction of this, like a visual of what he's explaining happening inside the back of the car. Cause it's insane. There's just no way. he's by Charlie's feet, right? And he said his butt's hanging out and Charlie's foot is jammed in the door. Rick is actually the one that should be working on Charlie's neck. He's behind the driver on Charlie's side, on the passenger behind the driver's side, okay? Supposedly, Rick is reaching over Charlie instead of working on Charlie because Charlie's neck wound is up here where he is, but he's reaching over and grabbing onto Brian's shirt to keep him from falling out, even though supposedly Brian Harpole's working on Charlie's neck, but Charlie's 6'4", but Brian's at his feet.
And supposedly out the door, hanging out the door, right? Like that's what he's describing, that he's actually out of the door being held on to by Rick.
So he's even further away from Charlie's neck.
Even further.
Yeah.
Also, what speeds did we just
60, 80, 100.
Do you know how hard it would be to, I mean,
keep the door open?
If it's the foot, like, were they not smart enough just to move Charlie's foot out of the way?
Just flip it up, just move it. Because he said it's just his left foot. It's just his left foot.
That's keeping the door open, making it to where Brian has to be held on to, hanging out of the vehicle. This is over the top.
Yeah.
And it's for a reason.
Yeah.
I'll explain.
Yeah.
Got me. He's got me. I know he's got me. Rick's a brother. He's got the tattoo.
He's got the tattoo.
And so I was like, he's got me.
He's got me.
And so I'm just working medical. And Frank's praying out loud. Rick's praying out loud.
Does he have a pulse at this point?
So
I mean, no way.
In a situation,
that's indicative of, like, you see that?
Yep.
Like he knows that I think Charlie had a pulse.
like that, I'm not going to stop and take
Yeah,
pulse.
I didn't know if somebody else had one or.
No, and so I have SpO2 monitor there. I've got all the stuff for it. I could have put it on, but it's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's irrelevant to treating that wound,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I've got to stop that bleeding. That's my primary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so whether he had a pulse, then it's unknown. The body's an amazing thing that can do things even when it's technically, destroyed. And so my concern is bleed control. And so I'm just, Rick's got me, Justin's driving, world's coming by. I'm working, I end up putting about 36 feet of
BS. BS.
Is that possible?
I don't think so, dude.
36 feet?
I've never heard of that. That's crazy. In a neck wound, like maybe possibly in a freaking a gushing chest wound, or a massive stomach wound, which is a massive, larger cavity. 36 feet in his
36 feet
in his neck
of God.
While they're going 100 miles an hour, while he's falling out of the car. And how does he even reach Charlie's neck? Because he's at Charlie's feet. This whole thing is to just try to show like that they worked so hard. They all did such good jobs. And it was just so gnarly.
It's overcompensation for something very, very bad.
Yeah, for something else that happened. Correct.
And then 4 4x4s and then 2 hemostatic 4x4s.
Sheesh.
And then just pressuring the whole time. So you're adding just pressure as much as you can get, pressure, adding pressure. And so we are heading to the hospital. It's a known. We're heading there, breaking intersections. We picked up a tail from PD somewhere along the way. And I know some audio came out about that. And I think they thought.
Okay, that's very telling right there.
Yep.
What does it tell you about the audio? Like he knows what all was being talked about on the radio.
And that there's a possible, if they picked up a tail, there's probably a dash cam on it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right? So he's aware there's possibly recording and that eyewitnesses, because people have called in 911 calls saying that they've seen someone either trying to get out or hanging out of the car. And so he's trying to get ahead of this narrative and say, this is why people said what they saw. This is why.
And they've been shot. you know, but we didn't know if it was an active shooter. You know, everybody that says, "Oh, you should have treated him there and not moved him,
Wait,
stopped
pause.
the bleeding." I'm
Pause
like,
real quick.
yeah,
Well, this totally flies in the face of everyone that's still back there looking for shrapnel. They didn't know it was they were concerned that there was still possibly another shooter going around.
No, it's a bald-faced lie.
no, same way. I was like, man, no, that's not, medicine doesn't happen on the X. You know, nothing happens. Somebody shoots at you, you get off the X, right? And so, and we didn't have cover. We had
Just for anybody that's listening, that is rule number 1: law enforcement, military, any security, anything, get off the X.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
And
More
so
rounds are coming in.
yeah. And so, we get to the hospital. Actually, we make it to the hospital through the traffic. We've got full wound pack in. We get out and we carry in to the door. Well, once we make it into the door, we see a gurney on the left-hand side. We put him on a gurney, and then I wheel him into a room. I start giving the patient information to the staff there. I end up getting on top of him and cutting the shirt that he had on off, that white Freedom shirt. And so I cut it off so they could get to him, so that I didn't articulate this to them, but I wanted to get that stuff off so they could put a defibrillator on him. And so, and then started talking about pushing drugs. And so I was back and forth with them on drugs and defibrillator. And
Did he just assume the role of like lead trauma doc? Like, what the hell is he doing?
I'm so glad you said that. Once they brought him in, his work is done. The ER doc and the ER nurses take over custody of Charlie's body. He is now their responsibility. Brian isn't still cutting shirts off. He's not telling them what to do. Get the defibrillator, get the drugs. He's done. He's done. They don't need his help. They got it. Exit stage left. You can't be back here. We got it from here.
I mean, I want y'all to imagine this. Like Brian Harpole coming in with this GSW, and he's all of a sudden like, hey, doc, I got this. We need this. We need, like, dude, if you're that good, why'd you not save his life?
Uh-huh. These people have medical degrees. They've been working in the ER for decades, years. This guy was a cop who did maybe some combat medical training. Okay, that doesn't make him, enough experience to be telling the doctors and the ER nurses, the trauma doc, the trauma nurses, what they should be doing. They are way more experienced and knowledgeable than him. And the fact that he's trying to sell it like he was just the savior, just like Mikey was the savior, the general.
Incredible.
So then, once you get that shirt cut off and moved out of the way, there's enough of medical professionals in there. And so I just want to get out of their way.
Yeah.
And so I got out of their way and walked out of the room and stood outside the room and held guard on the outside door of the room so nobody else could come in there.
Covered in Charlie's blood.
Yeah, I had it all over my face. And, Rick and I had it all over our arms, and from about here down was just covered. And and it was, I feel bad for the hospital staff because we showed up looking.
And they had no idea. They had no idea that they were coming. I trimmed this video short. Okay, let's play this right quick.
Okay. Wait, real quick. Before they got him in the car, did Rick Cutler, did Dan Flood, Brian Harpole have blood all over their face?
No.
So then they're saying all that blood happened in the car? Why would there have been all this blood all over their faces? He's laying on the ground. He's by Charlie's feet. How would blood got all over Brian Harpole's face?
We would be able to see off of the security cam footage from Timpanogos, and
they won't release that, right?
The FBI confiscated all of that.
So we'll see that in 70 years, like in JFK.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's play this and then let's talk about it.
212, everybody get off the radio. I've got a black SUV northbound on Wolverine Way. Passenger door is open. Someone's trying to hang out of it.
That broadcast right there was less than 4 minutes after the Big Bang. So they had already gotten Charlie Kirk from the scene of the incident into the SUV and were flying up the highway with someone hanging out of the car. So here is a bit of confusion, our first little bit of confusion that enters. This is where they think they have another victim because of someone else hanging out of the car.
I assume this is possibly another victim. They've got one hanging out of the car.
So there was some confusion there. Hey, maybe we have a second victim. Why are people hanging out of the car? I understand Charlie's a big guy. I do understand that. And I understand when you're initially putting him in, it's going to be difficult to get a 6'4" Charlie Kirk into the car sideways. But you would think as they're flying up the highway, at some point somebody would bend his legs and close the door.
Or just his feet.
I would think.
Yeah, I
But-
agree, Aaron.
We have yet another broadcast discussing someone hanging out of the car. This is a third broadcast that someone's hanging out of the car.
Copy 2530. In a vehicle 50 South 1200 West in Orem, we have one hanging out of the car. We're not sure if they're a patient or if they're just trying to get out of the area.
So this is an a little bit of confusion again, that this could be somebody fleeing the scene of the crime. You might have somebody fleeing the scene of the crime. And so you can understand where the police are in this situation, saying, well, do we pull this car over? Are we slowing it down on the way to the hospital when someone might have been wounded? Or do we let him go, assuming it's the victim? Or do we pull it over, assuming it might be someone trying to get out?
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so I know you're thinking to yourself, okay, Blake, what's the point of this? What are you getting at? This is my point. Number one, the SUV, the doors are secured at the moment it departs the Fountain Courtyard.
Yes.
There is absolutely zero reason for those doors, any of them, to reopen with anyone hanging out in the theatrical description that we just heard out of Brian Harpole talking to Sean Ryan. Okay. So why did Brian Harpole do it? This is my hypothesis. This is my opinion. Okay. I believe that Charlie regained consciousness. I do not believe that whatever happened to him delivered a fatal blow. I do not. Okay. I do not think his blood emptied in a matter of minutes. Okay. I don't.
Yep.
I believe he was actively bleeding, and I believe that he came back to consciousness. And I believe Charlie tried to get out of the car because he saw something like them trying to kill him. That is the only explanation that I can come up with as to why someone would reopen the door, because I know it's shut.
Yep.
And to be actively hanging out with all of these people calling in, reporting
That's true.
someone hanging out of the SUV. There's no rational reason why. There's no reason that with the doors secured, Brian Harpole should be like, hey, I want to hang out of the vehicle just for shits and giggles.
Correct.
There's no reason for that.
Correct.
The only logical reason that I can come up with is the fact that Charlie regained consciousness and he is trying to get the hell out of the SUV because he saw 4 guys trying to kill him.
And to say that it's not possible, you guys, in combat, people, have been double amputees, right? Have both of their limbs blown off, bleeding from the femoral arteries, and survived. Both of their arms blown off and still survived. Okay. Have sustained way worse wounds, way more loss of blood, and still survived. And in fact, it might explain why they all had blood all over their face. If Charlie woke
It
up,
was a dog fight.
And he
Imagine a
was bleeding.
6'4" guy trying to fight for his life.
Yeah, it makes sense why blood got all over them and why he's trying to say why he had blood all over him, why we might see it in future videos that get released in case they ever do.
That's a great point. That is a really, really, really good point. So on my X page, I just reposted. I would like for everyone to go, and not right now, but if you want to see what a real
I agree
GSW looks like, watch the video that's at the top of my feed. It's about 8 minutes long, and it's from an ER episode in Australia.
Yep.
And it is a very, very, very similar situation where someone is shot on the left side of their neck.
Yep.
This bullet goes through the esophagus and lodges over here on the right side where it starts to swell incredibly. The person is still conscious as they arrive at the hospital 16 and a half minutes later, to which the trauma room is prepped. They are worried about the airway being secured. So instead of intubating, where they would go in and lift up and insert the breathing tube through a traditional intubation, they go in and perform essentially
like a trach.
I mean, it's like a trach. I mean, it's like a, what do they call it? Airway. There's a term for it. It's something airway, emergency airway. I think it's like an emergency airway. They cut a hole in the windpipe. And the person, and he's alive. I mean, he's awake. He's not even sedated. As they're doing this. Long story short, the guy goes to surgery, 6.5 hours. They pull the bullet out. He goes into ICU. 6 days later, he's discharged. How did everyone know? I'm talking, how did Terrell Farnsworth know within seconds that Charlie was dead?
And there's a reason why they all said this in all their stories. Frank Turek, he was dead in the car. Remember, even Frank and Brian said, well, even the surgeon said if he would have been shot in the hospital, it wouldn't have made a difference.
So let's watch this because are we okay on time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing great. Everyone's still here.
I'll call you when I get a chance. And so I started asking for check-ins for the guys that were still at the scene. Like, hey, everybody okay? Read me in. We have other victims. What's going on? And they got retasked. That same chief of police came out and said, hey, y'all hold this crime scene and help us look for other clues.
Not BS.
You know how hard it is for him to say it? It's because he knows the level of absurdity.
Yes.
And he probably was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have even brought this up.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We need to talk about this in another show.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's so much here.
It's a no, but they did it. Other clues. And I'm like, that's a no, but they did it. And so they were back there, and then they were just trying to figure things out. And they were there for a while. And yeah, so it was chaotic, but you find chaotic situations, you find ways to control it inside that situation, right? And they did a good job at that. And,
there's been a lot of rumors going around about there was no autopsy, none of that. Was there an autopsy?
There was, and I can speak to that. Personally, I can speak to that. One, for those people saying that, do a FOIA. Do a FOIA to the medical examiner's office to Utah County. Get off your lazy ass and do a FOIA. They may not give you the autopsy information right now, but they'll certainly tell you, yeah, there's an autopsy. That's the first one. The second one was the OR doc. Your question earlier about a pulse. We'll get back to that. And so they ended up working him in the room, and they ended up taking him to the OR because they got a pulse.
They did get a pulse?
They did get a pulse. But Charlie was a healthy man. he was very cognizant of his health, and he was a strong guy. And
Dave
so,
had a pulse.
but
How hold on. How long had it been since the shot to the hospital?
I have no idea. But you
I
can
mean,
get
that is a jugular shot.
you can be dead. A central nervous system. You got a strong heart, right? And that's what the OR doc told me.
Okay.
He said that's what it was. And so,
Holy shit.
yeah. And so I have no way of. I'm not a doctor. I just know what he told me. And so we go to that, and I'm sorry. What was your question again?
We were talking about the autopsy.
Oh, the autopsy. And so once they came down and said he didn't make it, and he talked about, he said if he'd have been shot in the OR, I wouldn't have been able to save him.
I call BS.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, he's just kind of confirming things that I already knew. And so, and so I don't know how long, well, I don't know what the timeline was, but I want to say, I can't remember who it was, but I knew, I was like, we're not going to turn this into some JFK. I specifically asked one of the doctors, I don't know, I remember what she looked like, dark skin, like dark hair, probably 35, 40 years old. I said, how long until we can get an autopsy? And I remember her saying a day and a half.
Matt, what do you think about his what do you think about that? About the autopsy being one of the first things, if not the first thing, he's talking about or asking about?
I think that he would only be saying that and telling people to FOIA it if he's confident that it would prove whatever he's hoping it would prove, that it would exonerate, or that it would, show that there was a bullet, or that Charlie died the way they're telling us he died.
Yep, I agree. And I think it's actually like the validation, because at this juncture, I believe that they've already seen all of their super high resolution videos.
Right.
They know what is been recorded.
Yeah.
They know what people's iPhones are going to show.
Yeah.
When things really, really, really start hitting the media.
Yep.
Or social media. And they've got to get out ahead of it, because they know this is not good.
Yeah.
The neck wound is not good.
Correct.
Shit hit the fan.
Yeah, it went sideways. That's
It
not
went sideways.
That's not what they planned for. And when you're in the military and in special forces and in security team, you have a contingency for a contingency for a contingency. If this, then this. If this, then this. If this, then this. And so that's why people are like, well, if this wasn't the plan, why did they have all these people ready to go? Well, they had people ready to go to say certain theories either way, whether he got shot in the chest with the bullet or whether this happened. They were already ready to be dispatched to go and send out the fake narrative and to spread everything, the disinformation that they wanted to get ahead of it. And they were ready for everything. I don't think they foresaw that it would that they would have a mechanical malfunction like this and hit him in the neck. And that's why I think we've seen so many mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, remember Andrew Colvett? I mean, what was one of the first things that came out from him that was like making everybody kind of go, well, Superman, right?
Well, he just said it again. And this is before. So they're both spouting a very similar narrative. Charlie was healthy. He was very healthy. He said it in the context about his heart, right? And that's how they were able to get another pulse. But Charlie was very cognizant of his health. He was a very healthy person, right? And that also goes into the supposed, OR doc saying what he said. Well, he didn't say that. Andrew didn't say that. Erica Kirk said that, right? I also think that he'd be saying get a FOIA if they had the doc on, because remember, if the Google search trends are true, and people that when they were planning this, they already put people in certain positions that would write an autopsy the way they wanted it to make sure it said what they wanted it to say. It could also point to that. It could also
100%.
point to the fact that maybe he knew he could say this and they're never going to release the autopsy anyway. So he could say what he could
He
say
can
that
say
the autopsy
it's
said
just
whatever.
It's just being a tease and basically trying to puff your chest up, knowing that nothing's ever going to come about it.
How did
I
he
agree.
wait, hold on. How did he get permission?
I mean, she's the boss of that.
He said he got permission to speak about this. He's not family. What, Erica Kirk gave him permission? The doctor gave him permission? I can speak. I have permission, he said early on. I can speak to this.
Who was it? Or is he violating HIPAA?
I mean, I don't know about in his role as, if the doctor would have actually said something, he doesn't have, I don't know what his job, his field, what it, is under. But either way, like he shouldn't have been saying anything about the autopsy. The doctor.
We've never heard from the doctors, have we?
No, well, they can't, right? But Erica could.
For some vague reason, I remember Erica could give them permission though, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I remember hearing doctors or seeing doctors give press conferences on stuff.
Yeah. And doctors, maybe once the investigation's all the way done, I don't know, autopsies do become public. Like investigators get autopsies. It becomes part of the public record. You can FOIA them. I don't know if it's private right now. It's part of the gag order maybe, because someone's on trial for this and they haven't been charged yet. I don't know, but eventually we should all end up seeing it. We all got to see JFK's autopsy, even though it's a complete BS and lie. So but he knows that it's not going to be shown, you know.
That's just information. And so I remember I was like, man, that's a long time. We need to get this autopsy done and done right so that there's not some conspiracy. So, just
one day is the, like, I'm going to play this.
That's just information. And so I remember I was like, man, that's a long time. If he'd been shot in the OR, I wouldn't have been able to save him. And I was like, he's just kind of confirming things that I already knew. And so, and so I don't know how long, I don't know what the timeline was, but I want to say, I can't remember who it was, but I knew, I was like, we're not going to turn this into some JFK. I specifically asked one of the doctors, I don't know, I remember what she looked like, dark skin, like dark hair, probably 35, 40 years old. I said, how long until we can get an autopsy? And I remember her saying a day and a half. And I was like, oh. And so, she's the boss of that. That's just information. And so I remember I was like, man, that's a long time. We need to get this autopsy done and done right so that there's not some conspiracy. So, you're starting to think forward to that. And so
you're starting to think forward to that.
I was standing next to the chief of staff and the vice president called. And the vice president asked him, what do you need? And then he looked at me and said, what do we need? And I said, we need an autopsy now. So for these people that are saying there wasn't one done, go away. It was done. It was done.
Pause real quick.
Yeah.
So he's saying the point of he said in the moment, which is insane anyway, that in the moment, Charlie's just pronounced dead and they're talking about the autopsy. He says, I don't want this to become like JFK. Like he's really thinking about that in the moment. Okay, whatever. And he goes, when can we get an autopsy? The whole reason why he's saying they need an autopsy is for the public. He's saying they need the autopsy done and done quickly so that none of us start coming up with conspiracies he's saying the autopsy will prove he was killed by the bullet, but guess what's never been released? So even though he got JD Vance or the Trump or everyone to get it done in a day, guess what? It never reached us. So the whole point of this statement that the autopsy would show that he was killed by Tyler Robinson from the Losi Center and it would put all conspiracies to rest never happened.
He knows they're going to find a bullet, but the problem is we know that a bullet was not fired at UVU that day.
Correct. Well,
That's
and
the crux of it.
And it'd be the wrong caliber too, though, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be.
I mean, if you're suggesting, or if you think that they're going to be, I believe he thinks that they're just going to be able to show a bullet.
Oh, okay. And just
and that a bullet is what's in his neck.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And that's the point of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, is because I believe that they put a bullet in his neck from
Yeah.
inside the SUV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the crux of it is his concern for it, like 1 or 2 days is not enough for him, is alarming at best.
Yeah.
It is alarming at best.
Yeah.
And I think we saw he does. I mean, this was the dumbest idea, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful he did
agree. He gave us so much
it.
information.
He did. I mean,
Yeah.
this is so indicative of kind of inside their minds that day.
Yeah.
He leads on way more and he shows way too many cards on things. But so much of it was just unnecessary.
Yes.
But it was necessary at the same time because he understands what is at stake when it comes to what people, witnesses, phone calls, all of that. So they have to come up with something.
Right.
They have to.
Yeah. They got to fill the void.
They got to fill the void.
Yep.
And the fact that JD Vance calls Mikey McCoy and is
That's so
asking, yeah.
So weird.
What do y'all need? And Brian says the very first thing that they need is an autopsy. Is incredible.
Yeah.
But it really does, like, I don't have it here in this segment, but Brian Harpole takes it very personal with, and he's almost booty hurt over the fact that the autopsy or reports were not released.
Right.
Because he feels that it would have exonerated him and his crew, who have been taking it on the chin with everything that's been discovered or shown on the live stream from Life is Driving. And all of these weird situations. Brian is under the impression and believes that if the autopsy would have been released, if someone in the medical profession would have come out and spoke to it, that because the bullet was found, he would have been able to been like, hey, y'all, the bullet, they found a bullet, and there's not been anything come out. So that it's just a little insight into his mindset as to, oh, poor me, oh, poor me, oh, poor me. When he can't, I don't care how many times you say, oh, poor me, the videos, the live streams, the facts that are on video that they'll never be able to recover from or explain, they're out in the universe.
Yep.
It is what it is. We see y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how many times you break down in front of Sean Ryan. We know what you did last September.
Yeah. What's interesting too is so when he starts when Sean asks him, did he have a heartbeat? He fumbles, right? Like Brian, it takes him a second, right? And he can't really get it out.
You put up that comment, the super chat from
which one? From
the 20.
The 20? The top one?
No.
Oh, let me scroll down. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. There was ones I couldn't see. Yep.
Right there.
Can I finish my thought before I forget it real quick?
For sure. Yeah. Cause it deals with this.
He asks about the pulse, and when Brian gives the answer, this is the first time we really see Sean kind of push back, right? And he's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Hold on one second. Are you serious?" And then Brian appeals to a higher court. He goes, okay, but that's what the doctor told me. And then Sean goes, oh, okay. Oh, okay. If the doctor told you. And then he stops.
The neck wound, I'm going to read this super.
Go
The
ahead.
neck wound is different than limbs blasted off. So they're referencing your comment about IED attacks with legs being blown off. Location to the brain, possible airway compromise. If you can't clamp vessel or in-suit occlusion balloon immediately, or occlusion balloon almost immediately, survival is grim. If this is the case, no way you would get a pulse back. I'm not going to argue with anything about what you would need. My point is, I believe, I mean, number one, did anyone check his pulse right then and there in the 45 seconds that we see?
No.
Like, did anyone know that he's literally coded right there? No, no one does.
Correct.
I believe he was unconscious when he goes down.
Right.
But, and he might have, there might have been something that was like a cardio event where his heart did stop. But look,
Right.
and I really want y'all to go. I understand what you're saying, and you're probably a nurse.
Well, and she makes a good point that she's saying two things, that if it was as serious that he died from the neck wound, then there's no way they would have got a pulse back inside the OR. So there's no way. So if it was that serious and he really was bleeding out and they couldn't have done all these things, the balloon and all this stuff, then there's no way they got the pulse back. But if they got the pulse back, then that means it wasn't as serious as all these other things. At least that's how I read that.
Right.
That
And
comment.
I just, what we see on camera, I do not believe it interfered with anything on the spinal cord at all. Okay. I mean, we see literally something blast into the tissue of the neck. And of course you're going to bleed like that, but it's nowhere near like the projectile of a bullet going in at soup. Like, there's a reason that they have blood splatter technicians and things. Like, this should have sprayed, like blood splatter. I mean, we don't see any of that. It was a low velocity projectile, not this bullet. I mean, there should have been like a little bit, like you see it going in.
Right.
And I default back to the video that on my X page, where we've got an actual GSW patient in Australia.
Right.
16 and a half minutes later, still conscious. The bullet goes through the esophagus, damages the tongue muscle because the tongue muscle's swelling, and the bullet lodges over here on the other side. So it basically, it doesn't interfere with anything spinal cord.
And it misses the main, like the jugular and the.
But it goes in right at the same. I mean, he's bleeding too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's the same. So anyway, that's my point is, was that fatal? Like, I mean, I do not believe so. There was more going on. There was more going on.
And the fact that they try to sell us over and over, all of them, he was dead right away. His eyes were fixed. He had doll eyes. Frank says he was looking through me into eternity, present, absent in the body, present with the Father. Like they drive this home. Again, Brian says, even the OR doc said, even if he was shot in the hospital, we couldn't have done anything. They drive this thing home, just like a psyop. He was dead right away. He was dead right away. There was nothing we can do. There was nothing we could do. He was dead right away. There's a reason why they're saying and doing all that. I think it's possible and likely that it's because he wasn't dead right away.
No, I think he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is if you believe the slop, I mean, this is the angle of attack.
That black circle with the red around it is supposedly that's where the entry wound would be, right? On Charlie's left neck, front neck, right into that muscle that's right there.
So you got carotid here, common carotid. You've got, I mean, it's just, it was off center. So that's the other thing that's just with this here and what happened. This is where they start to see their problems, is because look, they're lining all of this stuff up. They're working immediately on covering their tracks.
The theory. Yeah.
They've got it on their side. They know what they just did. So now we've got to start spinning and cultivating everything that we can because
to fit.
yeah, you know what's about to happen
Yeah.
with as soon as people get a hold of it.
Yeah.
And so go away.
Go
was
away.
done. It was done. Do it for you. Yeah. Get the report when it comes out. It was done. It was done. Yeah. In the OR doc released statements regarding, and there has been statements regarding the bullet and the travel. Oh, there should have been a blowout, and I was like, there wasn't an exit wound.
Wait, he's actually lying there.
I was checking for that in the ride. Yeah. And so people are like, yeah, it's completely impossible. And I was like, man, I've seen bullets do weirder things on people. And so all I know is what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't an exit wound. And so I know there was an autopsy done. One, because we requested it. They were there. And the second one was the local SO, and I believe it was the state police. They did the body transfer that night through the either Emmy's office or funeral home to the Emmy that night and took them there. So yeah, for them to say that somebody broke the rules or Turning Point didn't follow the rules, that's lies. It's conjecture and it's lies. It's all that's people is wanting people to look at themselves.
Can you pause it real quick? Two things. I just want to do 2 super chats. We'll continue, but Courtney said, Brian Harpole also said this was earlier. And so when he was talking about, he couldn't talk. Well, in the beginning, he couldn't talk to his family because he didn't have his phone. His phone was still at UVU. But then there he was talking about calling people. I agree. They say things all the time that don't match up. That's what happens when you lie. You got to tell more lies to cover up more lies.
I don't see any. I've looked for his cell phone. I don't find anything. I have video from immediately right then and there. There's no phone in the grass.
Anyway, right.
There's not. I don't know why, other than he's just trying to talk about things that don't matter.
Right.
That's the only explanation I can come up with.
Yeah.
But it's just it just has nothing to do with anything other than he wants people to feel bad that he couldn't call his
family,
his girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got Pattern Wreck. That's why Andrew was so anxious on the flight. I think he was worried if Charlie was alive. He says it in the interview. I clipped it on my channel. I'll send. Wait, did I read that wrong? That's why Andrew was so anxious on the flight. I think he was worried. Oh, that Charlie was still alive. That Charlie might have survived it. That's why.
So Andrew Colvett has said that he was nervous on the flight.
Yeah, that he was an emotional wreck. Remember, but
he'd already known that Charlie was shot, right?
Knew that he was shot, but it hadn't been confirmed that he was dead.
But they all knew that he knew the plan. He knew the plan. So I think that's
that they were gonna make sure he was dead. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think he was that much of an emotional wreck. I think that's just part of the BS story, and that he ran out into Erica's arms.
Yeah. Everything I operate under the whole, I wake up and I know that Turning Point did it. So if they're involved with Turning Point,
it's all a lie.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Everything they're saying.
I go to bed thinking the same thing. Turning Point did it.
Agreed. Glenn, UVU needs to answer why there was no ambulance on scene. You brought this up the other day because he talked about, I'll continue to read in a second, but hold on your live, you talked about how, remember Brian said, we did this route. We ran this route ahead of time. We practiced this route. Right. And your question was a very good one. Okay. And they said they do this for every event that they go to. So, well, you're saying then, Brian, you never have an ambulance on route, or you always are driving potential routes to the hospital for every single event, or just this one, right? What was your point?
Yeah, like the fact that they go in and that's part of their risk management calculus in terms of planning out routes and things of that nature. I mean, I call it bullshit. He's just trying to pretend that they're like this super prepared bunch. But look, the normal thing is you're not trying to be an EMS first responder at every single town you go to. You let the actual professionals that live there and work there that have a mobile ICU do the job.
Yep. You do security and let them do their job. Right. And that's why there should have, and there was medics or EMTs on scene. There was no ambulance on scene, but they refused the medics and the EMTs to assist. Right. And they refused their medical bag. And then they threw Charlie in the car and, you know, the rest.
And that's by design. They wanted to have control of his body immediately. And
correctly. And no one else to see anything.
No one else to see anything. And
no witnesses to the wound. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why there was like 5 and 6 of them around him. It's interesting that the Asian cop never looks at Charlie. You see him come over. He never looks down. He never looks at Charlie. It's bizarre. That Asian cop, I don't know. He seems to have played some role in it. And why they were the first to report the shooter on the Losi building before Charlie was announced dead. Who did?
Okay, you need to answer why there's no ambulance and why they were the first to report the shooter on the Losi building before Charlie was announced dead. Yeah, it's in the indictment. That's how they knew where to go, where exactly to go.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It is
what, the indictment?
So this guy right here is Christopher Bagley, UVU PD. You can see his name tag right here, Bagley.
Yep.
And he is, I'll show you where exactly he is up top on the Hall of Flags, looking direct. This is at the moment the boom goes off. He is looking directly at the Losi roof.
Too many.
Okay, so the indictment reads this. At the moment of the shot, a UVU police officer was watching the crowd from an elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats, believing the shot came from a rifle because of its sound. He looked for potential sniper positions. He noted a roof area approximately 160 yards away from Mr. Kirk as a potential shooting position and rushed there to look for evidence. This right here is alarming on so many freaking levels, okay? Because number one, they state immediately at the moment of shot and that the officer recognized the sound being a rifle.
Right.
That's way, way, way too perfect, too cookie cutter. So here's the deal. This guy is right here.
Yep.
We have a video from right in here.
Correct.
That shows this.
Yep.
You mean, and they're lower.
Yep.
They're lower. You mean to tell me that that PD officer did not see that guy running from right here?
Yep. Can I show something?
Yes. Huh?
Let me show something too.
Uh-huh.
Ready. So I have it on Google Earth. And then when we go like this, right? So he is right here, right? He has a direct line of sight to the top here. If it keeps going, you can see from both sides. He can see him. He can see him.
You can actually see more because he's higher and he's at a better angle.
Yeah. Then the person inside the Hall of Flags.
Right.
Yes, correct. There's just no way. And there's nothing else up here, right? So like you're going to see a person in supposedly black clothing or dark clothing standing up and then darting across. And if the person that's inside this little window right down there, down lower inside this little valley in the amphitheater could see it, you know, that this cop right there could see it 100%. There's just no way he couldn't.
There's no way. And so this is where I operate, that the UVU police department is completely involved. They're complicit in this. Yeah. They're involved because this is the whole reason that they knew immediately to go and look, is because of this officer, Bagley, that's on the roof. I just find it super weird that they wouldn't say that they saw him running.
Right.
Because I know they did. There's no way you wouldn't, because he says immediately when he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats, and he actually looked over to the Losi. If this is inside the Hall of Flags and we get this, you can damn sure believe that he's got a better look up there. Bagley does.
Yeah. If he looked immediately, he would have seen someone running. Yes, correct.
And there's just no excuse for it, because right here, you know, this is their shot of Charlie, or they said they send it to Charlie every time. I don't believe it, but I think they were just making sure the angle was good.
That's a good point.
There's no reason to leave that out. And it also, see, this is where people like us that are putting all of these thoughts together 4 months, 6 months later, they could not have calculated at the time they're saying all this, is especially when they go to search the grounds. Number one, Brian Harpole, I said we were going to talk about this on another show, but just real quick.
Go ahead.
When Harpole says that the chief asked his guys to go and look for clues, is what he said.
Right.
You know, like that was the UVU chief. He's saying, number one, the chief never comes up and talk. The chief stays away,
right? Because
the chief is like, I don't want anywhere near these mofos. Okay. No. Because the chief is like, damn, this is not good. Like, I can't believe that I got talked into this shit.
Yes, correct.
You know?
Correct.
And so the chief stays away. He's at like the furthest part in the menorah looking for stuff in the grass.
Right.
Look, they knew immediately to go and look up on the Losi roof. So that's where the shot occurs. Look, there's no reason that the chief would tell the security team to go walk the menorah looking for clues when his officer already spotted the shooter on the roof.
What clues? What clues? A shell casing?
Like, clues? I mean, literally, like, so this is one of, and I really want to do an episode where we talk about the cover up.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the instances that, look, those guys, that security team, I don't care. Like, they all should be arrested.
Yes.
For obstruction.
Yep. Tampering with
and tampering with the scene. Okay.
Yep.
Terrell, every single one of them.
Yep.
The person that gave them permission, or the one that pointed where to go, is a PD officer in plain clothes. Did you know that?
No, you have that? Is that the plainclothes officer with the red hat?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. See, I watch your streams, bro.
Yep. It is Mr. Red Hat Officer.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy in the blue shirt needs to stop eating so many Twinkies.
Dude, I mean, he's ready. I mean, he's about to. This clip's being emptied. God help whoever.
Holding it up.
God help whoever shows their face that's a threat.
Oh my!
Because I've got this clip.
I'm ready.
I'm not stopping. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Red hat.
I know Okay, notice the differences here too. Like here's big boy in blue,
Right.
and then the dude, I don't have it. Like the dude in the red hat, he's like carrying it by the barrel.
Can you zoom into his bracelet? Is that a metal bracelet? Like, is it silver? That looks like a prior military bracelet. That usually happens when you've lost someone in combat, like a friend you were there.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got some close up of him. I'll find it. Let's
it usually
put that
has
on
like
ice.
your unit, the location, and like the brothers that you lost
Wow.
in Iraq
Okay.
or Afghanistan. There's
Okay.
it's very you can't mistake that. But go ahead.
Okay, so everyone PD, like see how he's carrying his gun and see how he's carrying his gun. It's
Totally
just
different.
Okay, everyone with PD is on radios. Okay, they're all talking through their radio so that they're talking to dispatch, whatever.
He's on his phone.
He's on his iPhone. Who's he talking to?
What police department is he part of? Have you seen? What is that badge?
We have FOIA or GRAMID. I do not know. I have GRAMID, FOIA'd. We've got it nailed down to about 3 or 4.
Okay, local?
I believe so.
Okay.
But this is one of the things that is so pressing with me that I still do not know is this guy right here, because this guy is who points to Blake Harif where to go search, and they all start to go search.
Blake Harif was the guy that jumped over the table, right? He's
Correct.
got the beard. He's got like the striped like plaid shirt, button down shirt. But so the guy, while you're looking for it, I'll communicate.
There it is.
There you go.
Watch this real quick. This is interesting too.
The dude in the pink hat.
No, don't worry about Travis. Watch right here. Okay. Okay, what I want you to watch is Terrell's going to pop in right here.
Yep.
Watch Big Boy in Blue and Red Hat interact with Terrell and tell me what you think happens.
Hello? You called out University of Orem. I'm not sure. Yeah, I
Did you catch that?
Does they try to stop him, but then he gets permission?
Yes. Big Boy in Blue tries to tell Terrell to get back.
That's what it seemed like. And then someone waves him off.
And then this security guy and Red Hat override Big Boy in Blue.
Interesting.
Watch. You need to come back. No. I need to get this. I need to get this.
Yep.
I got to get this SD card. No. And then they override him, and then security guy walks off because he sees Terrell going in for the SD card. Did you see that?
Yep.
And then Terrell gets the card.
Yep.
And
now he's telling
and even Big Boy in Blue's like, hey, he's got to get back.
Yeah. And then the guy in the red
And
hat.
the guy in
goes,
the
"No, no,
red
no."
overrides him again.
Yeah, he does. He comes over to him.
He's got to get back. See him point?
Yep.
And then the red hat's like, no, he's good. He overrides him.
That means, in my opinion, he's in a superior agency or he's a superior rank within the same agency.
Now watch this.
That's him right there, down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Blake, what's his name? Or
Harif.
Yep.
You see him point?
Apparently,
Yep.
do you know where? So apparently,
Yes,
Go look.
he did.
Go look.
this photographer that was just right here in front of my camera
And look
got
at all
a
of them.
picture of the guy that was arrested.
They
He
all
was looking for
are
the-
now
he's heading
going
to the UVU
to
police.
search.
Mute
Yeah,
the dude talking since it doesn't matter what he's saying.
And now this is where they begin their single file walk in the menorah.
And that guy next to him in the black shirt was the guy with the long hair, part of the security detail team that helped carry Charlie to the car.
Correct. Yes. This guy is the guy that I was talking about that bumped Charlie's rib cage. That's him.
Yeah. What's his first name?
I don't remember.
Okay.
So the main things here that I want for our future show is this point right here. This guy is who gave permission to go give the security team to go look for clues.
And then points.
And they all go look. Brian Harpole told Sean Ryan that the chief is right here. Did you see the chief give any permissions?
Nope.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Nope.
I want to know for sure who this person is right here in the pink hat. I've got some really, really good footage of them. They're in on it.
Yeah, he is. He's looking for stuff, and then he sneaks behind the fence, that black or the metal fence, and he walks in to where underneath the Hall of Flags.
He's with Butch. This guy right here in the pink hat's with Butch.
Yes. Yep, they're near each other throughout the day.
They're looking for fragments and
what else could they even be looking for? What else?
They're looking for pieces that blew off of Charlie.
Correct, because there's really nothing else, even in their theories, and like there literally is nothing else.
I can't believe that I'm still talking about this without any traction. Like it shocks me. They're looking for pieces that blew off of Charlie right here on live stream, and literally we've got people talking about that it was a bullet, and this is insane. Like this is literally the definition of insanity, that this right here is not more widely talked about.
Yeah.
Like they're literally, the people that did it, the people that killed Charlie are over here walking the crime scene, picking up like cleaning the crime scene up.
Yep.
And I'm here 6 months later, 6 months and 4 days or whatever later, still talking about it. It's insane. Like, where the fuck is law enforcement? Like, real law enforcement? Or is Utah the most corrupt state?
I mean, I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
It's one of them, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're literally looking for pieces of fragments that blew off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And this red hat officer, you want to know who I think he's talking to? I think he's talking to someone at headquarters with TPUSA as they're reviewing all of the footage.
And Hyde, yeah.
He is talking to them.
Yeah.
And they're telling him where to look.
Distances, right over there, 15-yard, da-da-da. Yep.
Who else could he be talking to? His baby mama? Trying to find out what time he needs to get the kids? I mean, like, who are you talking to on cell phone?
It has to be someone
that's all on radios.
Correct. That's looking at the scene because he points. He's on the phone and he directs them and he points.
You can't get more damning than that. He literally points where to go search.
Yeah. Where was he when it all happened? Is he behind? He's where?
Up top.
Like where the other security dude was? Like up above Charlie?
No. He was up like...
Oh, in the crowd, looking down into
on his phone, recording. Yes, I've got video of him. They were up here.
Oh wow, him and blue shirt guy were up here.
They were. I have him actually in the crowd. I just got to find it. They were right here. I can tell you right where they were. They were right here.
Oh.
Right here in front of these plants.
You know what's crazy then? For someone that is trained on how to hear, like they would have noticed the gun, the sound of the bullet, the rifle going off. They would have turned immediately and looked right there, direct line of sight to the top of the Losi Center. They would have seen him right away. There's no way if that rifle went off and they're that close and they have a direct line of sight to the corner that they would have turned and looked and they would have ran after whoever's on the roof. They would have seen it.
Can you tell?
Can I tell what? Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's it. Yep. That's prior service. Yep. Yeah, so he's probably even seen actual combat and he's lost brothers in combat for sure.
He was right here. Or this is him running for the...
Yeah, it is him. Yep, there it is. Yep. Yep, and he's got a blue stripe bracelet on too. But we already knew he was a cop.
Okay, so we kind of took a detour on that.
Yeah, it's all good.
But
Yep. You could see the engravings in it. It usually has like ranks, names, locations, dates, things like that. Yeah.
I want to know who he was talking to, and you can't. I don't see. That's the thing. You can't like find any of his records because I mean he's talking on his probably personal
Private
cell phone.
Yeah, can't fool you.
But see, like this video here. So look, the Seattle or Salt Lake Tribune, they have some of the most crucial video, and they put out a video like at January 5th or something. They have all of this video from down in the menorah at the moment of chaos, and they are purposefully sitting on it. They put out this, like, you're going to see the pink hat dude picking up pieces, bits and pieces.
Correct.
Okay. And
in
you're
like
also like, this also
quality.
is super weird too, is this guy right here, this big guy. Because they come, have you seen him walk in late?
No, but he's the guy that's sitting up there in that last video we saw. We only see the back of him. He's got long hair, and he's interacting with the pink hat guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Watch him. Look at this. Look at him walk in. Notice everyone is running for their life. Everyone is running for their life, and he is walking in like he's about to go eat a Subway sandwich.
That is so bizarre. Wait, how come we don't? We're looking at the top of the roof right there. Where's was the security? No, when you go back, if you zoom out, I know this is way much longer. If you were to, and don't show it because I don't want you to.
Yeah,
show
I'm not.
it.
I'm being. Yeah.
And you've seen this, and it's when it happens. Can you see the police officer and the security team member on the roof?
In. So everyone up here is already taken off. If we would have, we would be able to see a security guy book it across here, across the top running.
Yeah.
So everyone, it's too late. I mean, this is right where you've got George Zinn. Here's George Zinn.
Falling. Yeah.
Into the water.
Yeah.
But this guy right here has always driven me crazy because it's so unnatural. Look at everyone running for their life, and he comes in holding a freaking Powerade and this is not a freelance photographer. He's just looking around like,
yeah,
it's bizarre. And then he literally goes and sits down right down here.
Yeah, from that previous
and then he moves and goes right here, and he's talking to Butch Hibbs and Pink Hat. Like, is this guy in on it? I have never had anyone tell me who this person is.
I mean, he's definitely connected to Pink Hat.
But here's the other guy right here. You know, he's pointing, he's trying to direct traffic, getting
interesting. That's the Fox hat. Yeah, the 9-line shirt. Yep.
And literally the only reason that it made me think about is I was zooming in to him, and it caught my eye, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, no way.
I can see. That's how I did it. Yeah. I was zooming in to get him, and I was trying to crop this, and I was like, holy shit.
That's the SUV.
I can see the SUV through the window.
Wow. Look at you. Yep. Yeah, you can. Wow. And mind you guys, with this dude that's directing traffic and everything, not worried about anything on himself. He's just chilling there. While Charlie's coming out to the event, he's standing up against the wall with like this just very serious face. He's not cheering. He's not clapping. He's just like stone cold Steve Austin. There he is. Arms crossed. Everyone else is reacting to Charlie's presence. Not him. Not him. He doesn't want a hat. He doesn't want to cheer. He's not clapping. He's just
Arms
watching.
folded almost.
Yep, like he knows exactly what's about to happen.
Mhm. He's on a mission.
Yep, he's working. Look at, you just showed that.
Who is that? I would love to know who that is.
Yeah, so would I.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Yeah. Somebody asked M. McMillan, I think, asked, the cop that we saw the badge on his strap, the red hat cop that was on his phone directing the people where to pick stuff up. She asked, is it possible it was a Fed badge? Yeah, it's possible. It's
I don't know, different badges.
yeah, I mean, and it's so blurry we can't even tell in the photo that we had. Oh, we got one more. Hold on. These players could have earphone, be on a Signal or Zello talk group waiting for instructions. Shared channel, just listen to command center. All right. It's a little, I can't really make sense of that. Yeah, you can't really see the badge. He's got an extended clip. He's got some nice stuff on that side piece, that's for sure. Yeah, you couldn't see it there either. You could see it when he's down below. But he's moving, so it's like blurry. And we never, no one's revisited who paid Zinn, right? Zinn said he was paid to be a distraction. We've never revisited that.
No.
Why hasn't, anyone like Candace could reach out to Zinn and ask, like she talked to Harvey, get his story. Who paid him? Who told him to be there?
We're trying to, I've written a letter.
And he had like 3 other people with him. He had someone in a cutoff sleeve shirt with like an afro, kind of longer curly hair, darker skin. And there was a lady with him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's actually I've got some new photographs, and Henry Dales also talks about George Zinn. I really, if anybody knows Henry Dales, if you're watching, like I would really like to visit with Henry Dales and ask him just some questions.
What
because Henry Dales was there for a long time.
Yes.
Okay, like prior, like he was there early.
Yes, he saw a lot. Yeah.
And one of the things that Henry Dales talks about is that George Zinn, the guy that was arrested.
Yep.
Henry Dales is like, he was there 2 hours before,
right?
Like essentially talking shit to everyone.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And I know someone has video, like if you're there and you've got some old guy talking shit to people, like I'm videoing that. I think it would be funny to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, why do we not have any? Why do we not have any video of George Zinn talking shit?
Yeah,
someone has that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
So, anyways, let's see. We were talking about the autopsy, but I mean the crux of it is, I firmly believe that you know what? I'll just do this real quick because I got a new photograph. I'm gonna look that up real quick. I firmly believe that they put a bullet in his neck in the SUV. If there is one there, because there is not a bullet fired on campus.
No.
If there is one there, it's because they put it there.
Well, that'd be the only time either. That'd really be the only opportunity for them to have gotten it in there.
Yeah. And why else would you speak so matter-of-factly about what you know they're going to find?
Yeah.
Almost like, do it. He's almost
I dare you. I dare you.
Yeah, like he's being like it's an antagonistic statement where they've always been like that. Even Frank.
Yeah.
Let's listen to this real quick because I believe it is. I believe it's probably more than likely the necklace.
Oh, because of all of the attention to the necklace.
The attention.
Yeah.
Anyway, on our way in, we had drone footage.
Can y'all hear that?
Turn it up a little.
I must have.
And Charlie had it on.
I could turn it up on my end.
No, this is talking about the drones. Hang on. I need to find the one about
The necklace.
The necklace. He's talking to Megan Kelly.
Yep.
I might have to come back to that.
I'll let you look for it.
Yeah, look for it. Give me a second.
Yeah, no, you're good. Let's see. Let me go to here. Oh, it like almost cut out. So, yeah, we already covered this part. No, I'm done with Google Earth. I don't need to show you guys that. What I can do is look at the supers right now. I'm going to remove this and make sure everything is caught up. You guys, we're at a good we're at a good point. If you guys have a super, a question, a comment you want to get in, you guys can get it in. I think we'll cover like a couple more things that Blake wants to show us, and then that'll be a good stopping point. And then we can lay out what, our next live will be. There's still so much to cover and to go over that we want to share with you guys. Also, we really appreciate all of you guys being here. If those of you that are here on my end, make sure West Texas is the best Texas. Go give him a like and follow. It's the best way to support a channel. And then if those of you are streaming through West Texas, make sure to hop over to Blackline Brief and give a like and a follow, okay? Best way to support a YouTube channel. Do you have it up?
No, not yet.
Oh, all right.
I'm hunting it.
No, you're good. You're good. And then I think, I didn't miss any way back. C2 through C6 are the 5 most common bones broken from strangulation. Oh, yeah. I mean, whether he was finished off with the bullet, definitely the bullet had to get in there if there is a bullet. If they end up finally finding a bullet, like it got in there in the car. But if there was a struggle, right, and they were struggling with him and he almost got out of the car and the car opened, there could have been a lot of other damage, right? A lot of other injuries sustained in the process of the fight until whoever it was able to pull out, if that's what happened. And of course, we're speculating based off of things that have not been shown to us because we don't know, but then they claim that this exists, that there's an autopsy that should exonerate the bullet theory, that there's a bullet in there. And definitely then you take into consideration the 911 calls. We see that the doors are shut when they leave the campus, but then you have all these people saying, and you have Brian Harpole's story trying to give him like an alibi for why the doors open, giving him an excuse that, it's because we couldn't shut the door was open, I'm hanging out the door. But other people saw that someone was like either hanging out the door trying to get out of the car. Other people said it looked like someone was trying to get out of the car. Why would that be? Well, Charlie might have still been alive and come to. He was maybe knocked unconscious until he gets in the car. And I wonder if he sees them saying some things, or they're not helping him. He wakes up and he's just laying there and they're saying something like, hey, just let him bleed out. We just gotta, I don't know. He wakes up possibly and sees something that freaks him out, or if he already was suspicious of these guys in general. Because remember, that other security guy, Mike Fry, reported that Charlie reached out to him in December 2024 and said he was afraid for his life. He didn't trust his security and he wanted to go to his group. But then Mike and him never ended up having their meeting, right? All this stuff happens in Mike's life. And, he believes that it was on purpose so that he couldn't meet with Charlie. Charlie's schedule gets so packed that you either meet with them when you're supposed to meet with them, or it's going to be hard to then meet again later on. But so if he already suspected this team was going to do something, and then he wakes up in the car with them and he's alive, but he's dying, he's probably, get me the frick out of this car. These are not the people I want around me to save my life. while Brian Harpole wants to say that his team is all trained, and you know what they could have done, just to be clear, what they could have done to make sure Charlie was alive, if they want to say this whole rooftop, the reason why they didn't have anyone on the roof, you guys, you want to know the real reason? So that they could say there was someone on the roof. Because if they had it blocked off, if it was criminal trespass, and they had cops up there, if they had people looking out on every roof, if they would have done their job, there wouldn't have been room for anyone to get up there and for them to, put this on Tyler. Okay. There's no other real reason, especially after Butler, guys. There's no reason why a security detail team would not have every roof covered, unless that's what you need for your theory to be planted on this kid.
Yeah.
You find it.
And then they roped off the vehicle that we took out of there as a crime scene. I don't know why. It wasn't part of the crime scene, really. So we couldn't get into the vehicle until the FBI cleared it. And it happened that Charlie, in the back seat below him, between these two bucket seats, was my computer bag. So everything, I couldn't go anywhere. My wallet was in there. I wasn't going anywhere anyway, but I had to go in and get that out. And so when they finally cleared it, I got into the car and I pulled out my bag, and draped over my bag was Charlie's necklace that had a cross and medallions on it. And I had heard they were looking for that. And so cop was like, "Oh, we've been looking for that." I said, "I got it." So I just took it.
I don't understand this. I saw the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Erica's wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a cross on it, and it had a St. Michael's medal.
Mm-hmm.
St. Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, St. Michael, he's the one who's supposed to protect us in battle, defend us against the wickedness and snares of the.
Oh my goodness.
If Megan was real and a real lawyer, like she claims to be, and a real journalist, the first thing she would have been is, "Frank, you mean to tell me that the FBI cleared the vehicle and then you went in and found immediately the necklace that they missed?"
And not only that, the cop said, "We're looking for the necklace
that they're looking for."
And then he says, "I got it." And they don't say, "I'm sorry, that's evidence. Hand it over." No, Frank says, "I got it." This apologist, he
gives it to, I guess, Erica. Because we see Erica
holding out the car with Stacey Sheridan
out of the got it somewhere.
The silver Chevy Tahoe. Yeah, she's hanging it out.
It's incredible. Yeah, we've all seen it. It's not hard. It's right there.
Yep.
So the necklace, look, this is where they are trying to speak it into existence because they want us to believe the necklace is still there, present, intact. They've got it. Don't look at the I think this is them projecting forward that the necklace is fine, when in fact the necklace is really and truly what did it. Do you understand that psychology? Your psychology, man.
Yeah.
This is it 101, man. Like literally.
Hold on. Yes. Okay. So I hadn't even thought about that. That's like a whole deeper. That's so good. That is so good. That they're showing this. That like this is
they
here.
want people to think it's there. They don't want people to think that it's what killed Charlie.
But what you don't see when she's holding it out the car. You see the cross, you see the chain, you don't see the St. Michael pendant on it.
No, and we wouldn't know what to compare anyways, because Charlie,
Right.
I mean, unless you're
always
running
under the
through,
shirt.
unless you're Charlie's housekeeper,
right, and seen
or
him.
Erica, like, do you really know what's underneath his shirt? Like, what do you wear? I mean, so we don't have a basis to compare it.
Yeah, I've Googled it, and it showed like they showed a bunch of different versions, and it's like freaking, I don't know which one it was.
But
you never saw
at the end
it.
of the day, the reason the necklace is such a central point early on is because
it's here. It's undamaged.
I think it's actually what did it.
Yes. That's so key. That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
now she's wearing it too. She wears it now. She's got it on. And that also speaks to like these satanic evil people that would pull something off like this. Like it's like she's wearing this as like a token, you know.
The only thing that would be more just in your face, like a big FU from Erica and Turning Point, is if they start selling jewelry on their website.
Yeah.
I won't be buying it.
Yeah, well, I don't, and you know too, like my wife brought this up the other night. Charlie never wore jewelry. She convinced him to wear jewelry. She convinced Charlie to wear a cross. He never wore necklaces. Okay. She convinced him to wear the cross, and then she added the St. Michael. You should wear the St. Michael pendant. She's even told the story. She convinced him to wear the thing. And then
I hate jewelry. I mean, I've got a tattoo. Like I'm not a jewelry person either.
Yeah.
I just don't
I
do
wear a
it.
rubber one. I don't wear a watch. I don't wear necklaces.
Yeah, I mean, it just drives me like I feel weird. So I get it, but yeah, this is something that really it's bothered a lot of us for a very long time, and it's literally like they're trying to talk it into existence and to not. But it actually is a reverse psychology type of thing.
Yes.
That literally it's what draws our attention to it, because it was such a. I mean, that SUV or the Escalade scene where she's driving.
Correct. She's holding it out.
Oh my gosh.
Stacey Sheridan. It draws our attention to it by also implying that it's intact and that it's here, and therefore it could never be suspected as being part or the thing that killed him. Right?
Right. Oh,
wait, hold on. Let me pull it up. Sorry. There you go.
Love you, Erica. Charlie, 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 Charlie. Love you, Erica.
Who the frick does this, dude? There's another one too. This is the one with the black SUV, and there's Stacy. There's one in a silver, like Chevy Tahoe, where she's holding it up. Here she's got it in her hand, but do you know which one I'm talking about? Where she's like holding it up and out, and it's like dangling.
Yeah.
Who is going to be breaking down? Is this the next day? Do you know what day this happened?
No, this is when I downloaded it.
Oh, okay. And she's just going to open her window so everyone can see her bawling her eyes out and crying and snot.
That's pretending. I mean,
so gross. It's so weird. You know what the Bible says about that? Like, don't believe people that do these things in public, right? There's a place to do things like this and praying and lamenting, and it's not in public. People that do it in public want public attention for it. Go do it in private.
All right, let's end on this one.
Yeah, that's good
because
stuff.
I want to bring it back to Candace.
Okay. Are you going to play a video? Yep. All right.
Keep that up for just a second, because it's really around here. His bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the Man of Steel, that we just went, something's not right. Something not right. A lot of stuff's not right. I just don't know why a surgeon would be saying something that actually only the medical examiner, somebody that specializes in forensics, could really contribute. Yes, a surgeon can tell you, or actually any person with common sense can tell you, that your bone density is better when you're younger. But this seemed a little bit too performative. Now, I can tell you the part that he is telling the truth about is that Charlie's neck indeed did stop the bullet without question. Okay. And this is going to dispel a lot of theories that are out there. And I'm telling you this 100%. Charlie Kirk was shot from the front, and the bullet did not exit. And at least a fragment of the bullet was recovered from his neck. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it was recovered from. I have fact-checked this information from multiple sources now. I've actually been sitting on this for a little bit over a week. Right around here. So think about almost in line with your shoulder blade, right in the center. Now, why is that helpful? Because it gives us a bullet trajectory, okay? We went in here where you saw that, and it was stopped, and a fragment was
Holy smokes. I forgot about this. Real quick.
This was the day. This was what did it for me.
She's seen the autopsy. She's seen the BS autopsy that Brian Harpole is referencing. What other information could she be referencing that says that she's fact checked this and she's made sure that this is what it is? Right? So if Brian Harpole did do something in the car and there is a bullet, and that's why he was so confident to look at the autopsy, and him and Erica and them, they have an autopsy that points to a bullet that would point to a shooter. Because in the autopsy, I don't know that it's going to tell the caliber or if she saw some sort of whatever she saw, but it's going to just be a bullet. It's going to be a paper that's going to have the diagram of a person, and it's going to be the writings of the doctor saying, this is where we found the bullet. Right here, and she's going to believe the doctor. Why doesn't she tell us how she knows that?
So this was the episode before she left on vacation.
November 3rd?
No, it was before. That was when I downloaded it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I mean, you can see what she's wearing. It's
that's right.
The hat episode.
Yep.
I want to say it's sometime in October.
Okay.
And she literally leaves everyone with this right here, and then she goes off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is what killed the under the shirt theory. It literally became, I mean, because it gave so much traction that it literally just, it crushed it. And so I believe this is one of the many things that needs to be recircled, revisited.
I agree.
Is like, number one, we've got to start holding her to account that if she's going to say something, like,
show us.
There's got to be I'm so tired of being told shit.
Yep.
I really am. I'm tired of being told shit from the district attorney. Tired of being told shit from Candace Owens. Tired of being told shit by, like, literally just let's put it out and let's see it.
Charlie and Candace, in their own ways, in different ways, say, don't trust anyone. Prove it. Show it to us. Show it.
Literally, Candace, I mean, I have a video somewhere I went on, I mean, it kind of went viral of, she's like, I don't like secrets. I don't like secrets. Like, she's like, she just doesn't like secrets from, and I'm like, that's rich.
We don't want secrets either. We want to know how you are saying this. Why are you so confident in saying this when you said it? And then we've never revisited it either. We've never circled back, and she's never explained this. None of us are convinced it was a bullet.
No. And I'll show one more, because I mean, this is where, I mean, this is from the very first time. She has the 11-minute, the original video. I gave it to her on September the 25th. And this is me FaceTiming her.
And I was like, and I didn't know why that felt weird to me, and I was like, I felt like that was significant. And I was like, I feel like something is coming across his chest and breaking the necklace. And when I look at the direction of travel of like what's supposed to be his mic, I'm like, that's weird.
I'm just, the fact is, when have we seen this video ever been a focus on her channel?
Never.
This is the most monumental video other than what's at Turning Point.
Yep. Because it shows the shirt movement. It shows that
I'm literally right here in this very office. I'm on this TV.
Right. Yeah.
I'm standing right there with my phone. I'm like, look at his shirt exploding.
Yeah. It shows that it couldn't have been a bullet from there. It couldn't have been a bullet from when he was on the ground, right? Like, if a bullet got in him, it happened in the car.
So, I mean, look, I was starstruck, and
yeah, I mean, so
yeah. I mean, literally, like, I'm like, holy shit, I'm sitting here talking to Candace Owens. Yeah. I mean, I've got action cameras. I was like, shit, like, this is badass. Like, no one's going to believe me.
But she even said herself right there that she thinks it has to do with the necklace, something about the shirt and the mic.
Like, yes, dude. Like, she's agreeing. Like, I mean, like, literally.
This happened before that hat episode, right? This happens way before she came out and said it was a bullet.
This is September 25th.
Yeah. Okay. And then the hat episode where she said it was a bullet.
Yeah. Can you pull up a browser of YouTube and go to her channel?
Yeah.
This is what spurred it. Hang on one second.
Yeah,
this is what did it right here. I am sitting here. This is Texas Tech University's football field right here. I am picking up my son from a youth thing where they're all down on the field having youth.
Uh-huh.
This is like a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in touch with Ryan and Mays to get me on because I just went public. I just went public with the video, putting it out, saying it exploded. Holy shit, y'all.
Right.
Who's right next to me?
Ian. Yeah.
The next day, I'm getting a phone call from Candace to FaceTime her to get the video. There was so many people in this space.
Yeah.
But this is right when I did it. This is right when I dropped it, when I was talking on this space.
Yeah. So hold on, let me share. You wanted to see. Oh, I gotta go here real quick and then I can share it. Here. Is it up yet? No, it's not up here. Let me go here. Oh, I got to remove yours from the stage and then add mine. All right. And then I'll zoom in. To know, you wanted to look at the date, right?
Go to the lives.
Yeah, I'm in the lives.
Scroll down.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep
It'll
going.
load. Are we looking for her in the CIA?
Yep.
Her Candace hat?
Mm-hmm.
This one right here?
Yep. What's the date?
It says 5 months ago. If I click
on it.
Okay.
And then
all right, you guys have.
Hold on, I got to zoom out. All right. And then if I click on more, does it say?
Yep.
October 9th.
October the 9th.
Yep. Yeah,
September 25th, October 9th. So September 25th, we're watching the big badass video.
Right here. This.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then October 9th.
Yep.
100%. Absolutely.
Yep.
Without any doubt.
Yep. It's
shot
a
from the
bullet.
front.
It's a bullet. Yeah. Yeah, that I can't understand that. But let me make sure I hit all the supers. Cool.
Yeah, I like go ahead and hit that real quick. Elizabeth Matheson 6032.
Where is it a super?
Chat.
Elizabeth. Let me I think it's up higher. Hold on.
She goes, wow, Blake.
I think that might be yours. That might be on your end. Elizabeth Matheson. I don't
It's
see
about
it.
4 chats ago or now.
I see Jennifer Mitchell, Mystic, Lewis, Van House, Jim Bear, Noem, McMillan, Glenn Coco.
I'll just read it what she says.
Yeah, yeah.
She says, wow, Blake, I can see why you're a tad bitter at times. Look, guys, I have interaction with people and I have a really, really, really good memory. And I know how people are with me and what they say with me. And I expect that level of consistency when they are out and about with their audiences, especially when something is so important as this investigation is. Okay. So when I say that I know, like, I am not BSing.
Yeah.
I'm saying there are multiple phone calls and FaceTimes. And I'm telling you, like, it doesn't make sense.
We're just asking that if someone, anyone, right? If the standard is for anyone, when they make a claim, now they have to show us why they're saying that.
And
especially,
it is even more important with Candace because she's the one driving the bus.
Yes, I agree.
She's driving it, y'all.
Right. Because if it really is a bullet, and then either way, like regardless, we just need to know how and why she's saying what she's saying. Why anyone makes a claim.
I'm the kid back there, and I like poke up and like, hey, are we going the right way? And then all of a sudden, it's like everyone look at Blake. What the? Why are you asking the bus driver? Are we going the right way? Shut the Blake, shut. That's what it feels like.
Are
I'm
we
like,
there
hey,
yet?
Hey, bus driver, the school's right there. And we're
Right.
like, literally,
you
that's
just-
what it's like dealing with
You
some
just
of these.
passed my house, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, like, damn it, Blake, why are you asking questions? I'm like, oh, no. I mean, I've been this route. Like,
Yeah.
help me make it make sense.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And if she's got a good reason, that's fine. But we just need to hear it, man. We just need to hear it. We need to see it. Because nothing's going to make all of us satisfied unless everything is shown to us. Like, could you imagine? And people have said this too. People on Gary's side, they all said if Candace came out, tomorrow and said Charlie's alive, everyone would believe it. That's what they're saying about us. Okay. And I said, not me, dude. Nope. I need you to show me. The only way I believe Charlie's alive is if I freaking see that dude in real life. No video, no nothing. But he ain't, because he's not, because we watched him die on 4K. We saw it.
This will be the last point I make, and then we can say it is when it comes to Endgame, and if the people that really think he's still alive really think it and they're not being paid, fed actors, then this is the angle. They need to come to terms or at least adopt the theory of their squib, convert it over to the explosion first, because at that point, shit hits the fan for the people that, or the dude that squeezed the trigger and all of them that are all involved. And at that point, whenever you've got Brian Harpole in handcuffs because he's got the trigger and you can see him squeeze it, it's out. At that point, you've basically drawn a line in the sand, and Brian's going to be like, oh, no, it was fake. And like Charlie has there's no other move for him than to come out.
Right.
I'm just like, I've thought this thing through so many steps down the road.
Yeah.
The reason that they're pushing the squib theory so hard is because it's a theory that will never, ever, ever translate to anything.
Yeah.
Because both ways he's gone forever. Yeah. And it is the way that they are going to allow this thing to transcend time to where everybody gets away with it.
Yeah. To nothing.
Yeah. Think about it. You're never going to prove the squib. If you just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and trash him and trash him and trash him, everything moves forward with Tyler. Everything moves forward with Turning Point USA. Everything moves forward with the security. Everything, there's no change. You've just talked everyone into a massive pretzel, and you've just introduced this pipe dream of him being alive, and it never goes anywhere. So if the squib people are truly the squibbers and you really think that he's still alive, your only option is just to adopt the fact that something exploded under his t-shirt and that Tyler Robinson or whoever it is on the roof was a patsy. Get the case on him thrown out. If he's involved in some way, that's fine. Charge him with obstruction or something, okay? But we've got to reopen it, and then the new, like the good new video where you can see how many knuckles Brian is squeezing comes out. He gets arrested. The guys get arrested for obstruction. Terrell gets arrested. Philip gets arrested because he puts the mic on him. And then all of a sudden you got everyone arrested, and then you round them all up in different rooms and you're like, sing, bitches.
Yeah.
Who wants to sing first?
Yeah.
That's what you do to them. Sing, bitches. Y'all talk. Who wants to talk first? And guess what? Charlie has no other reason than to come out from hiding. And guess what, squibbers? Boom, your point's proven. Think about it. It ain't hard. It's just thinking through stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they are paid
Yeah.
by somebody.
Yeah.
Because the squib will never, ever, ever be validated.
Amount to anything. No.
It will. It's ridiculous.
It's a black hole. It's gonna suck everything and everyone into it.
It is. Like,
yeah.
They've got connects with TP USA, with Erica. Look, I mean, I'm right. Texas is all over it. There's some wild stuff happening.
I agree. Yeah, it's funny. Like a lot of I agree. Oh my goodness.
It's a
All
good
right.
show.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Blake. Stay tuned for our next show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe on both sides. If you're new to Blake's, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow. He does great stuff on X too. And then same over here. And if you're watching this on Rumble, I'm just streaming there recently to Rumble while I do it from YouTube. So hit the like and subscribe there. And then stay tuned for future shows. God bless. God bless to you, dude. Take it easy. God bless to everyone. I'll see you guys next time.